May you find peace.
A little bit. I was able to sleep home 9 to 4. So, yeah. Right. Yeah, I was surprised too. It's because they're giving me sleep meds. Yeah. Yep, me too. just realized this is the game. This ain't the game I'm looking for. Oh, Smash. Smash is it. It's Smash. Yeah, ass. Get it? Up blast. Fuck. shoot, we're not.
Mimsy, come on. Okay, Nathan. Shh, shut the f*** up. Gee, we could get... I'm not letting those assholes win the side fam. That's why I say the only good water bears are dead water bears. Let's go!
This is bullcrap! How can they force me to be the science fair judge? Now I know how it feels to be a slave.
It's not exactly like being a slave, Heidi.
Yes, it is! Am I being paid to judge the science fair? No. Do I have a choice? No. Oh, yes, ma'am, sir. Let me judge that science fair for you, sir.
God, will you stop?
Teresa, don't get all aggro on me because you're pissed off your family lives in a trailer.
My family doesn't live in a trailer. We live in a tiny home. My parents downsized to make a smaller footprint on the environment.
That's what I said. Your family lives in a trailer.
There's lots of progressive people living in tiny homes. There's 5 others on our block.
Right. That's called a trailer park.
I don't live in a trailer park. Just don't even respond to her. Just ignore her.
I'll try, but she's such a bitch.
She wasn't talking to you, Heidi.
Oh, looks like Isla has something to say, you guys. Hold on. I'm sure this is going to be really profound. Go ahead, Isla. Knock us out with your wit and satire. This should be good, you guys.
Hey, Heidi, what's up?
Oh, hey, babe. What's going on?
What are you up to?
Nothing. Just talking to my girlfriends about tiny homes.
Well, hello there, ladies.
Oh, hi, Nathan.
We just wanted to remind you that this weekend is a special ed science fair.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's right. Pretty sure you'll all be impressed with what you see. Hope you can make it. Did you see that, Mimsy? The way those girls bit their bottom lips when I said science fair? We're about to be drowning in love. Nathan, Mimela, you gotta get to special ed. Special ed class isn't for another 2 hours. No, you gotta see this. Jimmy and Timmy's water bears. They've changed. What?
Jimmy and Timmy, this is incredible. You've somehow made them even smarter.
What's going on? Nathan, it's amazing. The water bears we've trained are starting to display social advancements. But they're supposed to be dead. Oh! What social advancements? They've actually evolved to the point of doing the hokey pokey. The hokey pokey?
You put your right foot in, you put your right foot out, you put your right foot in, and you shake it all about.
Yo.
And you turn yourself around.
You gotta be kidding me.
Boys, this might be the single greatest special ed science fair project I've ever seen. Might be you think you've seen it all. Special fighters emerge. Every fighter have a dream to be the champion. Polynesians are strong and fearless. A real man fight for his country, his family. Could this man become the first UFC champion from Japan? Miami, let's go!
UFC 327 live from Miami Saturday on Paramount Plus.
For years, I was hiding my drinking. I'm the type of drinker that I don't just have one. I didn't want to feel that urge anymore. That's what brought me to War Health. I'm a better dad. I'm a better husband. I just have a more grounded and present life thanks to War Health.
Text TV to 710-710 to learn more.
When you wash with Snuggle, your loved ones will feel at home. On center stage, at the school dance, or away from home. Cuddly softness, long-lasting familiar freshness. That's the Snuggle promise. Snuggle, the comfort of home.
The Alpha 26 is built with versatility in mind. The exterior of the pack features a traditional top zip opening, 2 exterior accessory pockets, and internal organization for smaller essentials. If you're looking for a
Oh shoot. Fuck yeah. Like why the fuck was it taking so goddamn long?
clear day pack.
Everyone loves a collection of great escapes, especially small batch roasted. Order online now and get 20% off plus free shipping on nuts.com.
so easy, it takes one day, and this is my real hair.
Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration experts. Exclusive high-density Theragraph technology will give you a thick and natural hairline. Bosley gave me back my real hair in one day. We're giving away a free real hair starter kit and a $300 gift card to everyone who scans this QR code. Bosley has performed over 500,000 procedures for men and women and has over 40,000 five-star reviews.
I'm a medical doctor myself. If you want the best result, you go to the best place, and that's Bosley.
It's affordable, 0% interest. If I can afford it, you can afford it. Plus, it's all backed by the Bosley.
This one is made by a YouTube channel. I shit you not. With only 300 likes, and it's gotten 25,000 views in a day. I wanted to watch this, and he's also doing this disabled likes and monetization. Doing this shit for the love of the game, which is crazy. Apparently Logan Paul's scam situation just got worse. Logan Paul, it's a shame because I want to like this guy. I really want to like this guy. On WWE, his personality's great. He plays good characters on live television. He's a great professional wrestler, and I love wrestling. However, who he is as a person and how he treats his community and his audience is very concerning because he treats them like pay pigs rather than real people. He scammed them so many times, it's ridiculous. So let's get into it. The newest scam situation. Let's get into it.
Because I have the most expensive Pokemon card around my neck, and
Let's see it.
Superman.
Oh my God.
What?
This might be one of the strangest collectibles.
Which was so lame because if you look at the card, there's no way it's above a PSA 8. And he just kept on resending it in until somebody fucked up and gave him a 10. In my opinion, that's what happened. I can't believe that card got rated as a 10.
Stories in years. Logan Paul somehow found himself right in the middle of another messy situation, and this time it pulled in the entire Pokemon and trading card world around 2022. He jumped in head first, spending massive amounts on rare cards and sealed boxes.
It is crazy because the Pokemon community has never had more vultures in its history for the cards. And now people are treating Pokemon cards like the stock company. And the worst thing is it's actually working. It's actually fucking nuts.
Turning it into non-stop content.
Now you can just buy a token on Liquid Marketplace to own high-value, top-tier assets that you cannot get anywhere else, right? Like these are...
At one point, things even went sideways when he got scammed, adding even more chaos to the story. And that's when things took a turn. He later teamed up with a group of investors to roll out something called the Liquid Marketplace. The idea sounded slick. People could buy small ownership pieces of real-world items like trading cards or sports collectibles. Supposedly...
Yeah, or like taking piece in his $16 million Pokemon card. Like, I get it. It makes sense, but trusting Logan Paul with a business opportunity... I would just not do that shit. And what happened to him plugging Prime all the time? Has that shit gone out of business? Or why do I not hear about it anymore?
Blockchain tech was running everything quietly in the background, making it seem modern and secure.
I will be listing this card on a platform that I co-founded called Liquid Marketplace. It allows co-ownership of top-tier assets. So instead of one person, me owning this card, we as a collective can co-own it together. I'll be retaining 49% ownership of the card, so I won't actually have access to it. It'll be in our vault. But if I want to wear it out to fights or a Pokemon box break, or maybe even put it in a museum one day, the community can decide if we want to do that.
And this is what
I'm good, bro. Out of all the people who I want to get into business with, Logan Paul is not one of them. You have to be a fucking idiot to fall for this shit.
Really got people locked in. The biggest hook was Logan offering fractional ownership, 51% to be exact, of one of the rarest Pokemon cards out there, a PSA 10 Pikachu Illustrator.
Hell no.
That alone had collectors and investors watching closely, thinking they were getting a piece of something legendary. Now jump ahead a few years, and the whole Liquid Marketplace situation has pretty much fallen apart.
There it is.
Legal issues started popping up, and from the outside...
Like he scammed his entire audience with CryptoZoo. Do you think he's not going to do that shit again? And he bounced back. Everybody's forgotten about CryptoZoo. And now somehow he's still moving forward with another business venture. It makes no sense.
It looks like Logan slowly stepped away from the project. He later went on Twitter claiming that in 2024 he bought back the fractionally owned share of the card, saying it followed the original agreement terms, but the situation still has people raising eyebrows. After all that, he started talking about the platform like he barely had anything to do with it, which honestly caught people off guard.
Yep.
That's wild, especially since he had positioned himself as the main face of the liquid marketplace more than once, front and center like it was his project. And that's exactly why things blew up when he later revealed he was teaming up with Ken Golden from the Netflix show King of Collectibles to auction off that same Pikachu Illustrator
There
card.
it is.
People weren't just confused, they were heated because this move didn't line up with what they were originally told. Under this deal, Logan was expected to get a big upfront payment plus a cut from whatever the card sold for at auction. That alone triggered a wave of backlash, with people questioning how this even made sense given the earlier promises.
When we have a high-profile item, an expensive item such as the PSA 10 Illustrator that was a 9 several times before it got a 10, that is not the case, even though this thing clearly is not
Facts.
a 10, in my opinion. In my opinion.
The biggest question
Obviously, it
started
wasn't.
spreading fast. What happened to the fractional owner?
That's the thing with PSA, man. Their reputation has gone down the drain, bro. I swear to God, PSA just be making up numbers at this point. And 100% they can be bought out. If you tell a PSA member you'll give them $10,000 to write a PSA 10 on there, I guarantee you they will do it. There is no way they won't.
Ownership. What about the people who believed they owned a share of that card? Some voices in the community, including Rattle Pokemon, pushed back hard, even arguing that the card never should have been graded a PSA 10
True.
to begin with. He pointed out several claimed flaws in the grading process, suggesting the card might have been submitted multiple times until it finally got that perfect score,
100%.
turning it into what many called the Holy Grail. As expected, the reaction online has been intense, and there's no shortage of posts calling Logan out over the whole situation. But before getting into all of that, there was another update that
Everybody knows that PSA is full of shit right now, and those who don't, you will learn that soon.
caught attention. Logan shared that Liquid Marketplace had announced unclaimed funds were now available to withdraw. He even dropped a link to the site, which had been offline before, saying users could log back in and recover their money. But here's the twist. Based on what's come out, it doesn't really look like investors ever truly owned the asset the way many thought they did, which only adds more questions to the situation.
You telling me that people bought partial ownership of a card and they didn't have partial ownership of a card, and this isn't? How does this dude survive all of this provable wrong shit that he's done? It makes no sense to me, bro. It legit makes no sense. I can't imagine unironically trying to scam your audience with this shit, bro. That's actually fucking gross.
Multiple
Over the
times.
past month, Logan has been pushing
This
this
nigga
auction
has
hard,
not just
non-stop,
scammed
and
once.
sticking to a pattern people have already noticed. Anytime someone
scammed-
brings up
yeah, he
criticism, they
scammed
get
his
blocked
fucking
fast, no
audience,
hesitation.
his
One
fans,
example came from
his
a now
core
deleted post where Logan wrote,
supporters.
"Goodbye, my friends.
Multiple
What a privilege it's
fucking
been to be the
times.
owner
Logan
of the
Paul is a
greatest
scumbag.
collectible in the world. From Guinness World Records to
If-
WW."
If there was a biggest scumbag competition, Logan Paul would place top 10 because he has scammed his core supporters, fans, what have you, so many fucking times. It was almost like something he felt like he has to do. He's like, oh, I got so many people. Like when he was on Aiden Ross's stream, he was telling Aiden Ross, like, yo, you should be scamming these guys. Like they want to be talking on your stream. They want to TTS. They should be paying $50. They could be plugging in products. They could be doing all this. They could be doing that. Yeah, Logan Paul's he does not care about the people that have followed him from fucking YouTube. He does not care about them. He does not care one tiny bit. He will scam them over and over again. He's like, as long as they're stupid to follow me, I will constantly keep scamming them then.
UE debuts Netflix to national news. He kept going, saying, "This card and I have been on a generational run. Tomorrow night, she finds a new home on Golden Auctions." But not everyone was buying into the hype. One person replied, Liquid Fraction owners, remember, they once co-owned this Pikachu card, LOL, and just like that, they were blocked. That pretty much sums up the energy around this whole rollout. At the same time, Logan was flooding timelines with flashy, high-intensity promo clips, the kind he's known for.
I spent 5.3.
How is no one taking him to jail yet or court? How is no one taking Logan Paul to court yet? Because that was a clear violation. He hides behind the multiple shell companies that he like someone comes up to him and they're like, "Yo, it's Logan, we got this great idea," and he just goes, "Oh, that sounds like a really good way for me to come up on a good bit of money. Okay, I'll do it." So what, like, anybody will bring, yeah, as long as they bring an idea to him, he will be like, "Oh yeah, that sounds good. I think I'll do that. Yeah, I'll join. I'll become co-owner with you because I like that idea."
$3 million on this Pikachu card.
Because Pokemon has outperformed the stock market by 3,000% in the last 20 years.
Meaning this is now worth more than all of these watches, these cars,
And probably this dinosaur.
because it is the only perfect PSA 10 Pikachu illustrator in existence.
And now, I'm letting it go.
That stressed me the fuck out. Just him dropping it from his hand. That gave me a jump scare. Oh my God. I fucking hate people who have this much money where they can do goofy ass shit like this. I can't believe this dude sold partial ownership of cards, told people we will all make the collective decision on what we will do with it, and anybody who said we don't want to sell it was blocked. That's crazy.
This grail is going up for auction on Pokemon's 30th anniversary. The crown jewel of the highest grossing franchise in the world. Someone is going to own the Guinness World Record setting card that I hunted for years. It is the very...
To be fair, he knows exactly how to grab attention and
Of
keep
course.
people watching. He
course.
clearly understands that controversy drives attention, and this situation proved it again. Still, these dramatic promos only made things louder, especially...
It's just a shame because he could pay back all of the people who he scammed over the years.
Multiple
and make an
times over.
honest living just doing professional wrestling. Like, I don't get why these people with 40, 50 million dollar net worth think, well, I need 100 million. Bitch, for what? There is no way anybody needs this much. Like, somebody needs to teach this man that enough is enough with this shit, bro. It's like the pursuit of greed is destroying this guy's life.
since his
Or at least other people's, but eventually karma will catch up to him.
comment sections are often shut down, leaving people with no place to respond directly. Then the big moment finally hit. The auction wrapped up last night. And when a massive $12.5 million bid dropped, Logan's reaction said everything.
Current bid on the illustrator, $12 million. One more bid's a new record all time.
12 mil. 12 mil.
Ken's whole team. I think they did it.
I nominate Logan Paul for biggest douchebag, biggest scumbag of the year.
We now have the record. The most expensive trading card of all time. 13. $13 million.
You could hear him repeating, "No way, bro," over and over, clearly stunned by what was happening right in front of him.
little bit,
Moments
yeah.
later, it became official. The sale broke records, making it the most expensive.
Doesn't it annoy the fuck out of you that you're out there working a 9-to-5 job you hate for a boss who treats you like shit, and this motherfucker just made $13 million off selling a Pokemon card and then scamming the people who helped him get it? And that's gonna have zero repercussions, bro.
Expensive card ever sold at auction. It even passed the previous record tied to a Kobe Bryant card, which is wild to think about. But at the same time, there's still that lingering question. What about the people who thought they owned a piece of this card through the liquid marketplace? Now, years later, they're being told they can finally pull their money out, which only adds another layer to an already messy situation. Right. Because none of that other stuff matters, right? Who cares about inflation eating away at that money while it sat locked up? Who cares that people couldn't touch their own funds for all that time?
Why? I have never been shown a Mizkif clip consensually. Jesus Christ.
That cash could have been used for something smarter, something that actually grew in value. Maybe someone had a medical situation, maybe rent was due, maybe life just hit hard out of nowhere. But nah, forget all that. Logan's out here celebrating, breaking records, champagne popping, confetti flying like it's a movie scene.
Hey, watch the cards!
Everyone's yelling at me!
Oh my God. Party at the Golden House tonight! Oh, no!
The contrast is wild when you really look at it. And honestly, getting older changes how you see this stuff. At this point, it feels like stepping into full UNC mode, realizing something that doesn't sit right.
With this new bid, $13,144,000.
Who is paying this?
I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. It's incredible.
Sometimes people who play the game like this still come out on top, and not just once in a while, but over and over again.
True.
That pattern starts to feel less surprising and more expected, which is crazy to think about. At one stage during the auction, bids shot up to around $16.5 million.
Who is paying $16.5 for a Pokemon card? It's not even a cool one. It's not even Charizard. It's just an Illustrator Pikachu. What does it even do? We certify that your illustration is an excellent entry in the Pokemon card illustration contest. Therefore, we state that you are officially authorized Pokemon card illustrator. Okay. I don't know why this is worth $16.5, but all right. I guess. Okay.
And then they brought the winning bidder right up on stage like it was part of the show.
Tony Mucci. He's a film director, and we have been fans of Pokemon since we were kids. Oh my God! This was the right way to start the treasure hunt.
You just starting?
I just started it, baby.
Bro, that is so epic.
That moment alone felt like a whole production, not just a sale. And here's something else that stands out the more you think about it. When people reach a level where money is basically unlimited, something shifts. You'd think there'd be a stopping point, but it doesn't work like that. It turns into chasing more. More headlines, more attention, more records, more everything. The drive doesn't slow down. It just evolves into something louder.
This is bigger than the card. It's bigger than me.
Okay.
I don't even understand what's happening right now, but it's surreal, dude.
I think this is a great first acquisition for that treasure.
I fucking agree, man.
Oh my God.
I agree, dude.
You're a gangster. You are fearless, bro.
The whole scene honestly looked like two wealthy guys celebrating another massive flex, just taking it to the next level. One of them even showed up in a Pokemon onesie talking about filmmaking, which just added to how surreal the whole thing felt.
Go to treasuretrove.com.
I'm so intrigued.
It's all just an address.
At Treasure Trove on Instagram.
And of course, the buyer looked beyond excited. Someone just dropped $16.5 million on a single card, which is insane no matter how you
And he paid the people who bought assets, right? Surely he did.
spin it. But let's be real. There's nothing groundbreaking about spending inherited wealth at an auction like this.
True.
You can't really ignore how over the top the whole moment felt either. Then came the big handoff. Logan
Jesus, it's so fucking gay. It's insane.
passing the card over like it was some kind of legendary artifact, turning the whole thing into a dramatic finale.
It's gonna be going the 20th.
And then things got even more over the top. The whole celebration came off like a full-on performance. Champagne spraying everywhere, loud applause, cameras flashing nonstop like it was some historic moment, and right there in the mix, Ken Golden standing in the background like this was the biggest event the collectibles world has ever seen. Then, right on cue, another Guinness World Record gets handed out, another plaque, another title, another headline added to the pile.
Logan Paul, Ken Golden, tonight you sold the PSA 10 Pikachu Illustrator card for $16,492,000.
Did you win? Let's just say the next round of omelets is on me, fellas.
Bet $10, get $365 in bonus bets.
I also think Guinness Book of World Records has been completely bought out as well. Like the whole Dude Perfect scene, Mr. Beast scene, where like every video breaks a new world record. I think it's all fucking fraudulent, bro. These records, these titles, they used to mean something and now they mean nothing.
On behalf of Guinness World Records, I can now confirm you have achieved a new record title for not only for the most expensive Pokemon card ever sold at auction, but also the overall record for the most expensive trading card ever sold at auction.
Meanwhile, the people who once believed they owned a piece of this card.
Over the past several months, Jack Doherty has managed to do what most people genuinely thought was impossible, somehow making the situation even worse than it already was. And it feels like with every single incident, things just get more and more unhinged. But this time is actually different, because this time we're not talking about a PGA Tour ban or a destroyed car or a humiliating wedding. This time, Jack Doherty is sitting on a felony drug charge that could send him to prison for up to 7 years. And for the first time in a long time, it genuinely looks like Jack might not be able to buy or charm or joke his way out of this one. Before we get into it, make sure you guys drop a like on the video and hype it up. It genuinely helps more than you think. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do that now. We cover situations like this constantly and you don't want to miss the next one. Alright, let's get into it. So just a couple months ago, Jack Doherty would get himself arrested again. This time in the middle of a South Beaches entertainment district at 3 in the morning. And I want you to really sit with that for a second. 3 in the morning. Washington Avenue. For those who don't know, this is one of the most heavily policed stretches in Miami Beach, packed with nightlife and, crucially, cops. And what was Jack doing there? He was standing in the middle of oncoming traffic trying to film content for a gambling bet. That's it. That's the whole reason. Not because something happened to him, not because he was in danger. He was standing in traffic on purpose because he needed the content. When officers told him to get on the sidewalk, Jack's response, and this is a direct quote from the arrest report, was, "Once I'm done with this bet," he told a police officer to wait because the bet wasn't finished yet. And then because apparently that wasn't enough, he challenged the officer to a duel.
Once I'm done with this bet. Hold on, officer. Once I'm done with this bet. I really need to make this bet. Hold on. And they're just like...
After I who the are you, bro? I was trying to walk up the street for the doesn't matter, bro. All you had to do was get in the hour. That's it.
A duel. I'm starting to think there's literally nothing going on in Jack Doherty's brain at any given moment.
And I nominate Jack Doherty for the biggest dumbass, dumb fuck of this century.
Like, he sees a cop telling him to get out of traffic, and his immediate response is to challenge him to a duel. I don't even know what that means. I don't think Jack knows what that means. Anyway, they arrested him. And when they searched him, they found half an orange amphetamine pill and 3 hand-rolled weed cigarettes. His bond was set at $35,000, and he was out by 8 o'clock that same evening. Less than 17 hours after he challenged a police officer to a duel while standing in oncoming traffic at 3 in the morning. And here's where it gets genuinely insane to me. Within 24 hours of the arrest, Jack was out doing a photo shoot with 6ix9ine. He did an interview with TMZ where he called it the worst day of his life. And then he posted a photo on Instagram wearing a t-shirt with his own mugshot on it, captioned, "First day out, #Jack Doherty." He posted a TikTok saying, "I'm a free man, guys. Let's go. I'm free." This guy got arrested on a felony charge and immediately turned it into a merch drop. That tells you everything you need to know. Notice how right after the arrest, his first instinct wasn't to lay low.
Started this business in the closet of my mom's house. Now we've been able to grow into over 500 retailers. I've been on Shopify since the very beginning. There's a bunch of amazing templates that you can choose from. If I needed to go in there and add a logo, add a little bit of text, Shopify makes it really easy to do that. I don't think I'll ever outgrow Shopify. Definitely helped me take my business to the next level. I'm Jack Joseph, founder of Remember Kombucha.
BetMGM Casino has the most exciting live dealer tables. So when you want the magic of Vegas, you get
out right after the arrest, his first instinct wasn't to lay low, wasn't to let his lawyers handle it, wasn't to show any awareness that this was serious. It was to maximize the content potential of his own criminal case. The Miami Beach Police Department put out a statement explicitly saying their enforcement applied regardless of celebrity status, and Jack responded by printing his mugshot on a t-shirt. The fact that Jack seriously believes this is all just material, that an active felony charge is content waiting to happen, is beyond me. Like, yes, he's been getting away with things for years, but the charge on the table is felony possession of a controlled substance, resisting an officer, and misdemeanor marijuana possession. We'll get to what that charge actually became later, because that part barely anyone is talking about, and it's the part that makes this whole thing a lot more serious than Jack seems to understand. But regardless, the arrest is actually only the second or third most insane thing Jack's done in the past year, because if you really want to understand how far gone this guy is, we need to talk about what he did at a wedding. Now, for those who don't know, before all the legal stuff started piling up, Jack managed to do something that somehow didn't get nearly enough attention for how genuinely messed up it was. In November of 2024, Jack Doherty got married in Las Vegas. I use that loosely because the wedding was never legally binding. It was a Las Vegas ceremony live streamed to 15 million followers, which already tells you what the actual purpose of it was. The woman was McKinley Richardson, his girlfriend at the time, and the wedding itself was, by any reasonable measure, one of the most publicly humiliating things I've watched a content creator do to another person. Here's what happened. Jack surprised McKinley at the altar with a prenup. Not before the wedding, not in private, at the altar, in front of her family, in front of 15 million live viewers. And the terms of this prenup, which McKinley was apparently reading for the
nigga, what is wrong with bro? 15 million? Yo, bro is smoking. He means 15,000 live viewers. What the fuck is wrong with bro?
First time in this moment were as follows. She gets absolutely nothing if he divorces her.
Brody gave way too much clout off of that saying right there. 15 million live viewers. Like, bro, are you okay? It was 15,000. Like, let's calm down. There's never been a point Jack Doherty had more viewers than fucking Aiden Ross or Kai Cenat. There's absolutely no way.
Even if he cheats, she owes him $10 million if she cheats. He gets 100% of her OnlyFans revenue forever. She cannot date anyone for 250 years after the divorce, and she still has to cook, clean, and do his laundry. Her father was standing on that stage.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Biggest dumbass of the century. Biggest douchebag, biggest dumbass, biggest pieces of shit of the century. Logan Paul got the year, cause he does shit every year, like 2023 or 4 was 2023 was the crypto shit. Not sure what he did in 2024, but 2025 was that recent Pokemon Illustrator.
McKinley's dad had to stand there and watch his daughter read these terms out loud in front of 15 million people. And according to McKinley herself, when she spoke about this on a podcast in October 2025, her dad cried afterward. She said he told her that was so humiliating and that she felt horrible about it. That's a father telling his daughter that watching her wedding made him feel humiliated. That's what Jack created. And the moment McKinley's family walked out of that venue, camera to 15 million people. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say the wedding.
What is wrong with bro with constantly saying 15 million people? There's never been a time Jack Doherty has had more live fucking viewers than Kai Cenat. Fuck it, even a fucking Neon, bro. There's never been a time Jack Doherty has had more live viewers than Neon, Kai Cenat, and fucking what's his name, Aiden Ross, all put together. He's saying that Jack Doherty has had put together the combination of Neon, Aiden Ross, and fucking Kai Cenat all together. Cause that's how no one's had 15 million live. Yo, what is wrong with bro? What is really wrong with bro? Bro's either trying to hype it up a little too much, or something, bro. Cause I don't get why he has to keep saying live fucking viewers. Yeah, I had to exit out of that shit, bro. Oh, I saw. Yeah, now they're covering it after she. Yeah, did she even press charges? No, I forget what happened, or if she even posted that. Fucking lady came up and stole her gate.
Japan continuously shows the world how they deal with the Islamist threat that has been rising in their nation. I'm teletraveling Clat, your favorite white colonizer. If you want to be a white colonizer just like me, get the merch down below in the description of the traveling clan. Pakistani immigrants are demanding that Japan change its culture to fit Islam. Let's take a look.
こちらのパキスタン人っぽい服。皆さんは日本の学校に通われてるんですか？そうですね、はい。私たちの子供がイスラム教が幼稚園とか学校ではクリスマスとかあとハロウィンとか節分とかいろいろそれ全部もうやらしてないんです。その日は休んでる。熱い信仰心。イスラム教はこれでのはもう全然ないから。それで欲しいな。それで欲しいな。欲しい。返せマック欲しい。やらない全然やらない。日本各地にある外国を調査ガチ〇〇シリーズ。まずは大阪西淀川。閑静な住宅街に突如現れるこちらのお店。入ってみると店内の至る所にウルデュ語。そう、ここはガチパキスタン。お店の真向かいには大阪有数のモスク。礼拝を終えたイスラム教徒がこの店になだれ込む。まさに西淀川に広がるイスラム世界。全く異なる文化のイスラム世界。時に日本に困惑することも。
You name it. I'm Shane, and this is Villagers and Heroes. There's thousands of.
It reminded me how confused I am by Japanese TV. It took me back for a second. First time in Japan, first time I saw Japanese TV, I was like, what in the fuck is going on? But yeah, it shows you firsthand, even in Japan, they refuse to assimilate in any way. They're creating their own Japanese or their own Islamic society in Japan. Muslim lady from the UK explains why Japan is overrated. I don't like it because it's not Muslim friendly. The rice is boiled in pork water. Let's take a look at this clip. What's your take?
We should de-influence people from going to Japan. It's not that great. I feel like people gas Japan way too much.
What? I 100% disagree with that. What are you talking about?
Okay, first of all, I feel like Japan is definitely not Muslim friendly. Like, at all.
I don't like it just because it's not halal friendly.
Okay, I think food is like one of the biggest reasons why you go to a certain country, no?
Yeah.
Like,
exactly, 7-Eleven's banging.
No, stop lying. 7-Eleven gets tired after 2 days or lunch. You're telling me we're having sushi, yeah? Sushi. It's supposed to be seafood, yeah? And I'm asking the lady, oh, is there pork in it? I even asked for bants, yeah? Everyone's telling me, oh, no, there's no pork. There's no... I asked for bants. And she tells me, oh, yeah, like the rice is boiled in pork water. What the fuck is pork water?
What's your take?
We should de-influence.
All right. One, somebody who spent a lot of time in Japan living there, they definitely don't boil their sushi water, their sushi rice in pork water. Not a thing at all.
Yeah,
maybe a specific dish.
That's
maybe
big cat.
Maybe.
That's
no,
big
I have
cat.
not heard of that.
There's no
sushi in Japan
specific
is
dish.
definitely not boiled in pork water.
Yeah,
at all.
That's big cat.
That's just not a thing. And second, you should stop going to Japan. You are just, but you seem like kind of a shitty person. Period.
Yeah.
The guy interviewing seems like a nice guy, even if he is Muslim. But she just seems kind of like a shitty person.
He was like, you don't like Japan just because they're not Muslim friendly. It's like, bro, who are you? Who the fuck are you to say, oh yeah, people should not go to
You know, like
Japan
you
because
seem kind of like a very judgmental.
their food does
you
not
shouldn't be
accommodate
traveling.
me.
Or maybe you only go to Bangladesh. Like I think you'll have a great time there. You might get groped a billion times, and I don't wish that upon you. But it seems like you only want to go to Islamic nations. So why don't you just stick to there? Don't go to non-Islamic countries.
Right.
You'll have a way better time that way. Based as fuck, Japan gets it. Prime Minister Sane Takaichi just torched the globalist script.
私は外国人との穏やかなお互いに思いやりを持って生きられる付き合い方はどうすればできるんか一遍ゼロベースで考えるつもりです。毎年毎年私たちと、文化や何もかもがあんまりにも、違う人たちをまとめて入れていくと、いうこと、この政策は、一旦考え直さなあきません。経済的な動機でやってきて難民を主張する人、きちんとお帰りをいただきます。また不法滞在の人たちにも厳格に法律を守っていただきます。私は外国
I like that the Prime Minister of Japan is taking that stance of reconsidering the relationship with foreigners. You know, I started traveling in Japan in 2018. Spent a lot of time there. I really enjoyed it in 2018. I went back in 2022, stayed through 2023. I went back in 2020. Sorry.
Yo, how is it stuck right fucking here, bro?
And its relationship with
how does it stuck right fucking, bro?
And
how are you stuck right fucking here? You're consolidating right here. How are you stuck here?
People. I keep tabs on them every once in a while.
You gotta break past fucking here, bro. How are you stuck here? And oh my goodness, bro.
I would love one day if I could own an apartment in Osaka, Japan. It's a dream of mine. I'd love to do that one day. An investment property like an Airbnb, open
fucking stuck right here, going back and forth.
All over the world, but that's a dream of mine.
You're fucking stuck right there, bro. You're fucking.
I fell in love specifically in a neighborhood called Nishinari, which is considered the slum of Osaka, but
there's all of this mitigated there's all of this unmitigated area, all of this unmitigated area that needs to be swept.
Japanese society, where many Japanese people are starting to realize,
and you're pushing the bro. What is wrong with
this relationship with foreigners coming to our country? Because a lot of, and specifically, unfortunately, they say a lot of Americans who started coming to Japan started being very demanding and not following and respecting the culture there. It ended up being very problematic for the Japanese people. And this is a video called Warning to Japan, Pay Attention, Texas. Even the land of the rising sun is being targeted by Islam. Let's take a look at this clip.
I placed my hand into a pond of snakes. Their bodies shifted beneath the water as they coiled my hand.
Japanese Muslim community is at a very early stage, a stage that is similar to how when my father came to America in the early 60s,
it constantly kept getting stuck. Look, this is equal. This is equal right here. It constantly kept getting stuck right fucking here, bro. And now,
their children were being born and raised, being
wow.
multicultural for the very first time.
I guess it had to sweep. It had to sweep everybody's liquidity in order to fully gain momentum and going down. It had to sweep everybody's liquidity up here in order for it to keep pushing down here.
What has happened already in
that's what I'm hoping,
because
that if not, bro, if not,
our mistakes, and I encourage them that it is exciting time to be here. The future might have some challenges, but they are establishing the foundation of Islam in Japan, and that there will be some hurdles, but what they do will be a sadaqah jariyah. In fact, I view their role to be like the role of the Sahaba, that when they went across the world, there were the very few Muslims over there. The Sahaba are the ones who established Islam every single society that they went, and so I believe that the Muslims in Japan are following in the footsteps of the Sahaba when they are living here.
What challenges do you think Muslims in a minority context like Japan face, and how can they maintain confidence in their faith?
So what we are seeing in front of our eyes is a very exciting reality, which is the formation, the genesis of a Muslim Japanese identity and culture. You see, when the immigrant generation comes, they're the ones that plant the seeds. But it is the children, quite literally, that are born and raised in that environment with the Islamic heritage and fully acclimatized with the Japanese culture. They are going to be the ones that are going to be the actual flag bearers. They're going to be the ones that will take Islam to a next level. Exponential growth will occur at the hands of that generation. The generation that came, they are the pioneers. They are the ones who began the foundation.
Oh my fucking goodness, bro.
We expect, inshallah ta'ala, to take it in leaps and bounds. It is this particular generation. And what I saw, alhamdulillah, that really made me so happy is that the youth that I interacted with, they are so proud to be Muslim and they are fully acclimatized in the Japanese culture. So many of them are interested to study Islam more. I met many of them, so when I went to visit the Islamic school, the fluency of Arabic was very impressive to me. A number of students, they are learning the Quran. Their tajweed is so good, alhamdulillah. I interacted with some of the teenagers and a few of them want to study Islam. Others of them want to go and become engineers and doctors or journalists. This is the way that Islam is going to grow, where we diversify the talent of the community and we make sure that Muslims are represented in every single field. So for me, the future seems to be bright. You do have some challenges, and of those challenges, I think the biggest challenge is that your percentages are very, very small compared to America and Europe. And this is definitely a challenge that you will have to, come to terms with, that in all of my countries that I've visited, I personally have never been giving da'wah in a country in which the Muslims are a smaller percentage than Japan. So this is definitely a hurdle. You are 0.3, 0.4, 0.3% of the entire country. That is a very small, percentage to work with. But still, we are interested in quality, not quantity. Another issue that I think is somewhat unique compared to what I have visited in my countries, and I'm sure there are other countries like this as well, but Japanese culture by and large is very monolithic. And so every foreigner, every outsider kind of sticks out, right? Yeah, so because Japan is very, if you like, the number of immigrants are so few. Right, and so its culture is dominant. Now they're very polite, mashallah, tabarakallah. They seem very, but at the same time, it is obvious, when I'm walking in the streets, when I'm taking the underground, whatever, it's very obvious. The foreigners, the tourists, myself, we are, not quite with the people there. So when you are now a Japanese Muslim, you are going to have a very different identity, and you're going to have to make sure that your children have that confidence. How do they do so? Without a doubt, one of the best mechanisms is that they know the stories of the Sahaba, the stories of those that came before, because that's how the Sahaba were. They were all strangers in a land that somewhat belonged to them, and yet they're different. So your children need to be taught the stories of the prophets, all of them, and especially the stories of the Sahaba, so that they feel that they are walking in their footsteps.
So there you go for my Japanese friends watching. It's quite a rigorous and extensive plan to physically, impose themselves onto you. Now the question remains the same as in Europe. What will you do about it? In Japan, she says no, but they persist aggressively.
Okay. No, I'm not taking my hand off. No, I'm not taking my hand off. Hell no! Stop it! No! No! I am taking my hand on! Guys! I can keep my damn hands on during a photo! No! Okay. No, I'm not taking my hand off!
I didn't totally understand what happens here. It looks like they touched her without her consent while taking an image with her. I don't really know that a lot of these South Asian Islamic cultures, they kind of have a problem with getting handsy. But for some reason, they're like the #1 imports. It's really weird. I think you'd understand.
He literally couldn't understand what just happened there. They wanted to take a picture with her, but they wanted her to show her cleavage. And she said, I'm not taking... They were telling her to move her hand, and she was saying no. He really couldn't tell what the fuck just happened there. Fucking, they were disgusting.
Rigorous and extensive plan to physically, impose themselves onto you. Now the question remains the same as in Europe. What will you do about it? In Japan, she says no, but they persist aggressively.
Okay. No, I'm not taking my hand off. No, I'm not taking my hand off.
totally understand what happens here. It looks like they touched her without her consent while taking an image with her. I don't really know that a lot of these South Asian Islamic cultures, they kind of have a problem with getting handsy.
Dude is fucking slow. That is not what happened at all.
It's really weird.
Yeah, they got handsy with her because they wanted her to remove her hand, so the video would show her breast.
Japan. I love their food. I think it's great. I've always wanted to go there and experience the culture. One, because their culture is actually respectable. Now, Japan has been off and on in the news recently because not only have they crashed down pretty hard on illegal immigration, but they also don't like fat people, and they also don't like Muslims. And they are doing everything in their power to prevent their country from being destroyed by Muslims. They've banned halal foods. They've banned the little head coverings that they wear. They've banned mosques, and they've even banned the citywide prayer alarm that goes off. Now, if there's anything America could learn from that, it would be to follow in their footsteps, because Japan honestly has a lot going for it. And Japan is very respectable because as of sticking to their culture, they do a very good job of that. They do not like letting other people in, and that's totally fine. They care about protecting their land, and not once has Japan ever said that diversity is their strength, nor have Japan ever called themselves a melting pot. So it's totally okay when Japan does it, but when America wants to do it, then all of a sudden America's racist. Now, don't quote me, because I'm not saying Japan is better than America, but I'm saying that if we want to keep up the fact that America is better than every other country on the planet, then we should at least try to kind of implement some sort of policy, rule, law, idea that's going to preserve what America is before America just becomes the next third world country.
And she's absolutely correct with the fact that if you want to preserve your culture. Now, the problem is in America, a defined culture has never really been sort of, like, American culture has always been like a weird, as an American, I say it's always been kind of a weird, like, I don't really fit into the same American culture she fits into. But I understand the concept. I think the idea is shared values. The problem is when you start importing people who have zero shared values with the American system, that's when it becomes a problem.
承知してるかどうか聞いてるんじゃないんです。これね、上皇后両陛下がご在位の時にこれほどまでに国民のこと、我が国のことを考えてくださっているということがお示しになられているのに、私たちは推しの強い意見をダクダクと飲んでいかなくてはいけないんですか？我が国の国民もですね、叶うのであれば土に帰りたいと。
Yo, what is up with her speaking so goddamn... Bro, what is up with her speaking so damn fast, bro?
たいと土葬を望む人もいると思います。けれども私たちは和をもって尊しとしますので、公衆衛生も重んじますので、仮装を選んでいるという実態があるんではないでしょうか。我が国は郷に入りでは郷に従いの国なんだということをですね、はっきり言っていただかなければならないんですよ。でもちろんですね、適法に在留し真面目に働いて日本社会の一員としてですね、我が国に貢献されているムスリムの方もたくさんいらっしゃることを当然存じ上げております。けれども価値観や文化、正義は一般的な我々日本人の感覚と異なるところも当然あるわけなんですね。だからこそ社会に受け入れる際には良い影響もそうでない影響もあるということ。ちゃんと踏まえてですね、それは OK。これは NG なんだという線引きを政治サイドがきっちりしなければ地方も困っていくということを申し上げたいと思うんです。ムスリムの方とのこの既存社会との問題っていうのはですね、欧米で今何が起こっているのかっていうことから学ばなきゃいけないんじゃないかと思います。日本で人生を終えるなら火葬か高額の自己負担で国際遺体の搬送の上母国でお願いしなければいけませんよということをやっぱり認識してもらいたいと先ほども申しましたけれども、それをやっぱり法律でもって私たち国会議員たち政治側が態度を示す必要があると思います。この質問ちょっとですね、都合してないんですけども、最後に一言大臣からもう一度いただけないでしょうか。
Yo, what is wrong with her?
所管している立場から申し上げますと、先ほど来申し上げております通り、あくまで議事事務と整理をされているものでありますので、地域の事情を踏まえつつご検討をそれぞれ自治体におきましてお願いできればと考えています。
今以上の土葬墓地は必要ありません。日本人ファーストの政治をよろしくお願い申し上げまして質問を終わります。ありがとうございました。
Yo, Shawty, something is wrong with Shawty.
Listen, they understand. They're catching it quick. They're catching it real quick. The question is, will the Japanese put an end to an attempt on an erasure of their culture, an attempt on an attack of their culture? The question is, will they be fast enough? I have an idea. I have a feeling that they will, because Japanese really don't fuck around. They don't play that game at all. They'll deport your ass real quick. Let's see what happens. I wish them the best, and I love Japan. I'll see you guys next one. I love a long time. Goodbye.
Like, I'm looking you in the eyes. Girl, like, please tell me if he's okay. Can I please stand up and see?
No, ma'am.
Have his birthday planned for Barcelona?
Sit down.
Just let me
Sit down.
Okay, okay.
This is 26-year-old Courtney Clenny. To her millions of followers,
Is this
she
the
was
one
a
that
success
stabbed
story
her
in the
boyfriend?
Miami Sun. But in just a few minutes, officers will walk into a horrifying scene in her 22nd floor apartment. A scene that no filter can fix. It's a moment that would leave the world asking the most terrifying question. What really happened in the dark?
Operator Joe, what is the address of your emergency? Area man, please.
3101. It's 130, so 130.
Ma'am, listen to me. You need to stop screaming on the line and give me the address.
3101. I'm gonna die. I can't feel my arm. 3101. I can't feel my arm.
Ma'am,
my boyfriend is dying of a stab.
Ma'am, what is the address?
What's that? What's the address? 3131. 3131 Northeast 7th Ave. Please, God, please. Come see my boyfriend.
Ma'am, is this a house apartment or a business?
I want you to 745
Is this a house apartment or a business?
Baby, I'm so sorry.
911, Operator Donald, what is the address of your emergency?
It's emergency. Yes. I'm calling because there's a fight that's going on.
As the 911 calls flood in, the curated silence of the One Paraiso is shattered. But these calls are not telling the same story.
I have a dead body upstairs.
Okay. We'll follow you.
Hey, close the ballet down. Put a red rope over there.
Miami, we're all right. Made contact with front desk. They're escorting us to the apartment.
It's really bad. Police has came 5 times. She wanted to commit suicide 5 different times. They were punching each other 5 different times. And until this day, this bad. She's unconscious, full of blood. I have pictures here. A request for arrest.
When the police finally burst into the apartment, they find Courtney on the floor, huddled right next to Christian. She is covered in blood and looks completely terrified. An image of pure distress that seems to match her frantic 911 call. It doesn't look like a crime scene yet. It looks like a tragedy. But while these officers are trying to investigate what really happened, they made a huge discovery that would be used against Courtney.
Can't let this okay.
It's back on.
Wait, it wasn't. Guys,
Relax.
Why? No, guys.
Relax.
Boss, what's going on? Hey, you good? What do you have?
Relax.
What are you doing from? Yo.
Guys, please.
Relax. Sit down.
Here. Okay.
Sit down.
Just let me.
Sit down.
Okay. Baby, come here. Just sit down. Please, just make sure he's okay.
They're gonna be okay.
Okay.
Jesse, come here, baby. Come on, boys. Come on, sit down.
Dime.
Five-star rescue. He's not breathing.
Grab this radio. No, grab that radio.
Come here.
What happened, bro? We're 5 to 4.
Oh my God. Can I just like rinse off?
No.
I'm covered in blood. I'm covered in my boyfriend's
Miami, we're going to need fire rescue. Immediately, we have an unresponded male. The apartment's full of blood.
Tell him to step into the shoulder.
The other. Thank you, man.
Come here. Okay, guys. Hey.
What?
How old is he? How old is he?
How old is he?
He's 27. He's about to turn 28 in like 2 weeks. 27 years old. We have his birthday planned for Barcelona. Come on, stay here. Come back.
Get the dog out, man.
Hey,
Come here.
what's the dog's name?
Come here.
The other one. Ranger. Ranger, over here. Oye, que tú quieres que vaya con el perro, ¿verdad? No me grites más. No puedo hacer nada. Relájate. Ranger, let's go.
Ranger, step up.
Ranger. Let's go. Ranger.
Baby, come here. Come on. Ranger, come on.
Ranger.
Hey, it's like his dad. So he's
Okay, Ranger, let's go.
Ranger, come on, babe. Hey, it's like his dad. I'm not going in. I'm not going in.
Doesn't matter. You stay right here.
Okay. Ranger, come on, babe.
Ranger.
I was saying it's like his dad. They're obsessed with each other. He's worried about him.
Ranger.
Hey, is he okay?
Hey, man, what's his name?
Jesse,
over here. Ranger, come on.
Hey, is he okay?
Come on. Come on, Ranger. You're okay.
Lunch, we have teriyaki chicken and tilapia.
Yeah, I'll do the extra teriyaki, and rice, extra rice, white rice.
Okay.
Or actually, if you can change it, brown rice, extra brown rice.
Okay. And then dinner, we have a roast turkey and carne asada.
Oh, they gave me like mad carne asada, and I asked for like extra, carne asada and rice. For some reason, they gave me like a plate full of chicken or carne asada, and very like almost no rice. So yeah, if we can.
Okay, so we do that with rice for dinner, right?
Yeah, carne asada and rice.
Sorry about that.
You don't prep the food. I don't know.
So we do white rice for dinner or brown rice. You're getting brown rice for lunch.
Oh yeah, brown rice as well. Okay. So extra carne asada, extra rice, brown rice.
And your usual breakfast tomorrow.
Yeah, I want to change it up. What is there? If I can get a blueberry muffin, we'll start.
Blueberry muffin, okay.
You guys got bagels?
We do have bagels.
I can get a bagel with cream cheese, please.
You don't want blueberry muffin anymore? Or do you still want it?
Yeah, if I...
Okay. Bagel?
Yeah, bagel, cream cheese, cheesy eggs, and potato. What are the potato home fries? I guess bacon. Thank you.
You're okay, Ranger. Sit. Sit.
Please. Okay, boys. Sit.
Shh. You're okay. You're okay.
Ranger is like, that's his
Okay.
dad.
You're okay,
Jesse's
Ranger.
my boy.
Okay, you're okay,
So
Ranger.
they're worried about him. And I'm worried
You
about
on the
him.
elevator, or where's it
What is
coming
going on?
The only one is right here.
I was
Ranger.
really scared. I just think I didn't. I'm covered in blood from holding.
Dime.
Guys, I really don't care. Like, if you like anybody takes like in for anything, I just want to make sure that he's gonna be okay. Please, like, tell me what's going on. I'm looking you, I'm looking you in the eyes, girl. Like, please tell me if he's okay. Can I please stand up and see?
No, ma'am.
Probably like if it was your fucking wife.
No, ma'am.
If I get up and look, am I getting in trouble?
No.
Okay, then you said I'm not gonna get in trouble.
No, you can't get up. You stay right there.
Are you married?
Courtney is desperate for an update on Christian, but the officer is a brick wall. When her grieving girlfriend script fails, she pivots. She drops a question that has no business being at a crime scene. This isn't small talk, it's social engineering. By bringing up his wife, she's trying to flip the script. She's moving from suspect to damsel in distress, hoping to trigger a protective instinct in the man holding the handcuffs. She's betting that a husband will be softer on her than a cop. But the officer knows exactly what's happening. He doesn't take the bait. While she's playing psychological chess, he's just waiting for the forensics to arrive.
Dime. Huh?
Boys, come here. Boys, Jesse, come here. Just baby, sit down.
Close.
Ranger, get back. Ranger, back.
Listen to me, bro. You're good. Stay there.
Get back, Ranger.
Stay there, boss.
Pónselo adelante.
Ranger, come here.
Listen to me.
Ranger, come back.
Stop moving, boss. Hey, fire rescue team to help you out. Relax, boss. Hey, you're bleeding a lot from here, man.
Ranger, come back.
Hey, what's his name?
What is his name?
What's his name?
What is his name?
Boss, stay there.
What's his name?
Christian.
Christian, relax. Relax, Christian.
Come back, guys. Come back.
Ranger, Jesse. Ranger.
Jesse, come here.
Ranger, that way. Ranger, go. Go, Ranger.
Come back.
Right now, yeah, don't worry. They're helping. So just sit down. Don't move, okay?
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ, bro.
Christian, relax.
Boss, take it easy, man. Hey, we just help you out.
Christian, relax. All right. Watch out.
He's alive.
Yeah, he's moving.
Is this self-inflicted or?
No, we haven't
The
asked.
shoulder is really deep. Okay.
As the responders work to save Christian, he is barely clinging to life. He's unresponsive, drifting in and out as his body fails. At one point, a responder looks at the deep, singular wound in Christian's chest and asks a standard question, which is a routine check to see if they are dealing with a suicide or a crime. But the answer the responder finds doesn't match Courtney's story.
Hey, just no, they won't bite. Just bring him out here. Hey, I'm asking you as a person, can you please bring my other dog out to me?
Your dog is right there. Forget about the dog now. Don't worry. Forget about the dog.
But I'm covered in blood. It makes me look really bad. I was holding him the whole time.
I know. We're trying to see what's going on. Calm down, okay? Calm down.
I want him to be okay. Please.
Okay, calm down.
I know he's okay.
Calm down.
I would be like, yo, I would just get down, bend down, and talk to her, and I'd be like, yo, shut the fuck up.
That's me. I'm covered in it. I was holding him the whole time. He was like really wet.
So who did it? Can you give us any information?
Absolutely, I can.
I'll get the stretcher ready. You know who it was? I need this dog back here.
Yeah, guys, come on, man.
Go, right. Come on.
Who it was? It was the only person in our pocket.
Okay, let's get it outside so we can get there. Okay, let's move over here so we have more space. face, okay?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, let's. Just sit down, relax.
Okay.
They're gonna take care of him.
Okay.
Your doggies are right here.
Okay. Hey, boys, just sit down.
So what happened?
I don't even, I'm like over head to toe. I love him like more than like.
Okay. So what happened today?
Don't talk. Don't talk. I wouldn't talk.
So I had broken up with him about a week ago. And then today again, like we just weren't getting along kind of, but like we're breaking up again.
So you guys trying to get back together?
Yes, absolutely. Because I want to marry him. I love him. I think that he could change. I could change whatever. And he just, I said, he started doing some shit that he said he wouldn't do to me. And I said, you know what? We're over. And I walked away and he pinned me to the wall.
He pinned you against the wall?
He pinned me to the wall and then pinned me to the ground. It was choking me. And so I got up and I called my mom and I was talking to her. And then he started charging at me and I just had it in my hand because I was like trying to tell him like don't come
What
here.
do you have in your knife? What do you have in your hand? A knife?
Because I was scared.
I'm asking you, what do you have in your hand?
The knife.
A knife? Okay.
And I called my mom. She's on the phone. She can say like what it was. I was scared and I was just looking. And he started charging and he started just threw it. I just threw it to him. I was scared of him, but I just threw it to scare him. And I just like I don't know. I feel like it's I was.
So you said he was choking you and then?
Choking me. Got up. I called my mom because I was scared about the knife. And then we started fighting again. And he came at me and I just.
Where was the knife?
In the kitchen.
In the kitchen. So you went to the kitchen.
I don't care what happened. Just please tell me like he's gonna.
Listen, right now they're attending him. So.
Okay.
So how many times did you stab him?
I did not stab him once. I just threw it because I was scared.
You threw a knife?
Threw it.
You threw a knife?
Threw it from across the room. I did not I was scared.
Courtney's defense is built on a single, desperate claim. She tells the officers she was standing across the room, panicked, and simply tossed the blade to keep Christian away. It's a story meant to suggest a lack of intent, a freak accident. But physics doesn't lie, and the human body is a meticulous record keeper of violence. To pierce the shoulder that deep, a blade needs sustained kinetic energy. When you throw a knife, it wobbles. It loses momentum the second it leaves your skin. Unless Courtney is a world-class marksman, a 10-foot toss doesn't bury a blade that deep. This wasn't a lucky shot. It was a linear force. The depth of the wound proves the hand never let go of the hilt. While the medics are fighting for Christian's life upstairs, the investigation is already moving. Down in the lobby, an officer is working a different lead. He's questioning the front desk staff, and the stories they tell don't match the glamorous image of the 22nd floor. Neighbors are stepping forward, describing a history of violence they couldn't ignore. But the biggest witness isn't a person, it's the building itself.
She was on the phone for 3 hours. He came out from the other side where you guys are standing by the elevators. Yeah. And he was listening to our conversation the whole time, like standing against the wall, peeping. That was, about 3, 4 in the afternoon. She went back inside, not sure what happened. Me and my girl went out Saturday night. We came home real early, like early Sunday morning, 3:30 a.m. Right. Go in the kitchen, get something to drink, get ready to go to bed. I see him. My girl saw too. In that bedroom that's facing out to our street. Bam! Punching her? Oh yeah, hitting her. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, babe, look. He saw us looking. Fucking blinds going straight down. Next day, there was another lady up there on the balcony. Not the same chick, not the blonde hair. Right. Not sure who she was. He was pacing all day on the phone like this. Up there by the elevator. All day. Not sure what's going on. Then we've been seeing the cops come here every so often. And then today... Going to that same floor? To the building. Okay.
But then we see you guys here a week later after what we saw there. So just kind of, you know.
He said he witnessed 55 there like a few days ago where the dude
Last Saturday.
Last Saturday.
Sunday morning, actually, about 3:30 a.m.
Okay. And what was it he saw?
So Saturday, we live in Parisian Bay, 2107.
Across?
Yeah, correct. We're on the 21st floor, they're on the 22nd. And obviously we're the corner unit, so we look directly into the building. She was sitting on the balcony for about 3 hours on the phone. Like, you could tell she was a little upset about something. Hunched down over the wall. The dog was walking around for 3 hours because our living room faced down. He was outside where you guys are standing at the elevators, leaning against the wall for like 3 hours. My girlfriend's outside the dog. She's out here like this, listening to our conversation. She went back inside. We didn't see anything else. We went out because it was Saturday night. Came home Sunday morning about 3:30. In the kitchen making a drink. I look into the bedroom where she was at before, or by the balcony, and I just see him, boom, wailing her with fists or open hand, because I couldn't tell from far away. But then we see this, I'm like, babe, look. My girlfriend saw them, he saw us, shades go down in the bedroom.
That was about a week ago? Last Saturday?
Literally 1 week ago. And then the next day, there was some other lady up there, older lady with dark hair. Not sure who she was. We were like, she looked like she was cleaning up there, maybe doing something. And that was it. And then all week we've been seeing cops coming to this building. You know, we're a big community here, so we're kind of like, what's going on? And then today, I see you guys are all up there, and I'm like, I gotta go say something.
Okay. From the incident that happened today, you guys saw anything?
I didn't see anything today, no. But I did see something last Saturday.
Soon the officer will ask the front desk to replay the elevator footage where traces of blood were found. And what they find on those tapes changes everything.
So let's do this. Okay. Let's play back on just that camera. Because that's where the blood's at, so. Okay. Jesse, Ranger.
As Christian is rushed to the hospital, his life hanging by a thread, the police prepare to transport Courtney to the station. But before they leave, there's one more order of business: the fur witnesses. Courtney's 2 dogs, Jesse and Ranger, are still in the apartment. A friend was immediately contacted to pick them up. Just before they left, Courtney leaned down for a final moment of affection. She kissed them goodbye, promising she'd be back soon.
The decision for all of us is getting your story, you were there.
My boyfriend is not dead, is he?
Well, he can't talk to us right now. He's away from the hospital.
Jack is just homicide.
Yeah. The story? You guys were supposed to take out your dogs to the park, right? And then what happened after that?
Like I said, a little bit blur.
Wait.
I was doing laundry and watching a
Game of Thrones actor passed away.
And tried to call my mom. She didn't answer the first time. And then he came back with a Subway sandwich. Before he left, he recited exactly what I wanted. I said, I'll text what I want to you. And he said, I know what you want. I said, no, you don't. He recited it to me before he left. And he got it perfectly right.
Okay.
And then he left. I guess he went to go bike over there. He That's just what he said. I don't know if he walked or biked, but he told me he's gonna bike first.
Like a bicycle?
Yeah.
Okay.
He came back. And I said something about like, oh, are you gonna like reshare your location with me? Like, did you unshare it? And he said, yeah, I unshared it. And I was like, oh, when did you do that? It was the other day, like when you were done with me. And I was like, okay, well, fair enough. Like, reshare it. And then he told, I mean, it kind of like turned into like a little like argument or something. And then he told me to reshare mine, and I was like, okay, yeah, I will. And then I didn't do it immediately. He asked me about it again. And I don't know what I was thinking, but it just said something about, well, what if I'm somewhere you don't want me to be?
Okay.
Which I wouldn't have been. I love him. But just like, you know, maybe you don't want to know where I am. I guess maybe it'll just like hurt him because he was pressing me. And he ended up pinning me against the wall. And then, I mean, I said like choking me on the floor. It's just like, they were looking at my neck and I was like, I mean, I'm not saying like choking me like, you know, whatever. But I mean, he had my like neck, like and this happened twice before, where I couldn't breathe and I was on the floor. Yeah. I could not breathe. And I don't think that he is trying to kill me, but I was scared. And all 3 times I have been scared. So yeah, I'm on the floor in a heavy pin and was me up. I'm on the, get my mom on the phone. And I'm just trying to remember. Hey, your mom, I'm on the phone. And I remember she was standing like against the couch. Like we were obviously it was a big deal at this point. So this happened like over by the door and somehow moved like over into the living room. We were standing by the couch, facing toward the kitchen, and I was in the kitchen. And then he just like, I could see like all the whites in his eyes, and he was like coming at me. And so I grabbed one of these knives. My mom got me for Christmas. I grabbed one of them. And I was like, I swear to God. I swear to God. It was just like, I mean, I grab and be like, don't come anywhere closer to me. Because earlier, that was happening 2 other times I couldn't fucking breathe.
Honestly, take my opinion. I don't think she's like fucking guilty.
Like, do you know if he's okay?
I don't think she's guilty. It sounds like an abusive ass relationship between both of them.
This is different.
Between both of them.
If he's like choking me or like pinning me or something and I can't breathe, he might go too long. So I grab a knife and I said, don't come anywhere closer to me. I had absolutely no intention of using it. I'm on the phone with my mom, and he's coming at me like he's gonna grab either the phone or like the knife or something. And so I was just like, I was like, don't come any closer. It's coming at me, and I drew it. And I meant for it to go.
How far away was he?
Well, I was by my fridge, and he was like by the edge of one of the chairs of the sofa.
Okay.
Like
comparing to what
10 feet. I'm trying to think in my head. I'm trying to make the.
Was he closer than I am?
No, but just further.
So like what, like the length of this room?
No, further than that. Okay. Oh well, if I said yeah, you're right. It was more than 10 feet. Then it was definitely further than this.
Okay, I mean it's closer. It looks a lot smaller than this here.
It was further than this.
Okay. So then you were by the fridge and he was by the couch? You were by the fridge and he was by the couch?
Yes, I was in front of the fridge. He was by the couch. Yes. And then behind my island.
And then what kind of movements did he make at the moment? He was going to walk
running
up?
At me.
Running? Okay.
Well, charging, aggressively walking, something.
After hours of spinning her story about throwing the knife, the detective walks back in with a single sentence that shatters her world.
He's dead.
So, we have to inform you that Christian did not make it. Okay. Unfortunately, the doctors did what they could. And
Christian is dead.
Yes.
Oh my God.
You did that. You did do that. I'm just saying. You did that, girl.
This is not
you
real,
did that, right?
There's no fucking way. Christian died? Can I please have a hug? Am I allowed to do that in here?
Sure. Yeah.
Watch her reaction. She doesn't fall to the floor or scream in agony.
Yeah.
Instead, she stays in her seat and does something that catches everyone off guard. She reaches out and asks for a hug. It's an image of pure heartbreak. But it leaves you wondering if you're watching a grieving girlfriend or a final, desperate attempt to find someone to lean on.
She's really not. She's really not losing it as one would. She's really not losing it as one would, though. Like, fucking, I just accidentally stabbed my girlfriend, and then they're like, oh yeah, she didn't make it. Bro, I'm dead. I'm balling, bro. I'm balling. I'm banging my head. I'm balling. I'm dog. Nah.
The Damsel in Distress Act didn't hold up for long. While Courtney initially walked free for 4 months, the evidence eventually caught up to her. In August 2022, she was arrested in Hawaii and charged with second-degree murder with a deadly weapon. Despite the mountain of evidence, Courtney has maintained a plea of not guilty, insisting the fatal strike was self-defense. But she isn't the only one in the crosshairs. Her parents, Kim and Deborah Clenny, were also arrested and hit with felony charges for unauthorized access to a computer. Prosecutors allege that after the stabbing, the parents found Christian's laptop and attempted to hack into it to manipulate the evidence or find dirt to support Courtney's story. While the family claims they were just trying to help, the state saw it as a desperate attempt to control the narrative. Today, Courtney remains behind bars.
Because at the end of the day, you do anything for your little one. You do anything for your little one. At the end of the day, it's fucked up. I mean, yes, that's really fucked up. They're gonna, but yes, I would like, oh shit, man. I'm not like, they're not taking the fact that, you know, this was a domestic abuse on his side, on my side, you know. But this time, it was a domestic abuse, possibly on his side, and he was charging me. Yes, I had a knife, but, you know, in self-defense, he's charging me. A wife can shoot a husband if he's actively being aggressive towards her, and she's fearful. She's scared. There's nothing against the law of, like, yeah, you can't, I don't know, man. It's messed up. It's truly messed up.
Without bond. Her glamorized life of luxury has been replaced by a prison cell as she awaits her trial, currently set for April the 27th, 2026.
Oh shit, January,
the
February,
social
March,
media filters
April.
are off. The fur
Aren't we
witnesses
there?
are gone.
Yeah, we there.
And
We're
soon,
April.
a jury will decide if Courtney Clenny is a victim of abuse
Oh
or a
shoot. And
cold-blooded
when this
killer
take
who
place?
finally ran out of lies.
This took place like a couple years ago, didn't it? Wasn't this like years ago? Or at least like 2023?
Unemployed. I apologize.
I feel like
in
these
advance.
are
A level
always
of
nothing
shamelessness
burgers.
in this video is about
Oh
to get
my
incredibly high.
goodness.
We have
Oh
one hoe
my
calling out
goodness.
another hoe. Truly a pot calling the kettle black
Oh
situation.
my
We have Invader B
goodness,
calling out
bro.
Pokimane over the goon baiting allegations. Let's get into it.
All right, so apparently the Pokimane gooning allegations are getting out of hand.
Damn.
The streamer by the name of Invader B, we talked about her many years ago.
Like, truly, this would do nothing for me if I'm trying to goon, but golly, like, those who can just use their imagination and see a girl in front of them and just start, like, you're using your imagination to the fullest. Like, back when I was younger, my imagination would take me to dragons and magic and swords and fighting and all that, but gooners can take their imagination to like the next level. They can see a girl in front of them on stream. They're just looking at them through a fucking screen and just goon away, bro. I've never been able to do it. I need a fully unclothed woman, you know, and we need some action going on, but hey, Pokimane, hey. I don't know if you ever heard of me, but shit,
Apparently
bro.
she got banned. They say on Twitter, Invader B
bro.
got banned on Twitch after she called out Pokimane for goon baiting.
She got banned for that? No shot. For really? Oh, that'd be crazy. I mean, I guess that would go underneath the harassment policy. Oh, that's humiliating.
And, bro, I had to say, friendly fire-ass statement. Because
True. Hey, we all see it. Hey, one hoe calling another hoe a hoe. What are we talking about?
what do you mean? Anyway, here's the video. Here's what she had to say.
Deny that like millions of people goon to Pokimane all the time.
Oh, that's not even.
It is very true, and I consider those people weird. The people who are in Pokimane stream gooning are a lot less weird than the people who are like, oh my god, this chick is so entertaining. Oh my god. I just really like Pokimane for her personality. Oh, Pokey, you're so funny. Or these weird fucking freaks who are like, I just need a woman's presence in the background. It's very comforting to me.
And you know she... No, she pretends like she doesn't love it, but I don't know. You guys look at her Instagram. You tell me if it seems like she loves it.
True.
Yeah.
So basically, she's saying that Pokimane is literally out here goon baiting. She's
like,
out here
she's saying that
farming
while
donos
she's literally
and subs
doing,
and
like, that's wild. She's
she had
saying
the
that while
board,
she's
and
literally
she would get up and turn around
dating,
and bend her
bro.
ass towards the camera and then write names out. She even threw ass on stream like a week ago. She knows she's falling off and she's preparing people for the OnlyFans because that's what every female streamer is going to do when they fall off. All of these streamers that are popular because people thought they were attractive, eventually they will turncoat, put on an AI filter, and start an OnlyFans because they realize they're not entertaining enough to sustain an audience otherwise.
from, doing very particular things like this one. I don't know what's going on here. They say Pokimane, knows she's hot. How does she not run into any copy?
I'm sorry, bro. Watching women like this that are mid as fuck try to be attractive is so cringe to me.
All right, yeah. If this is Pokimane's build, that other build, bro, was. I'm just saying, that other build, bro. That other build, bro. Dude, totally.
I'm sorry, bro. Like, watch like these mid 30-year-old women. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Red issues, and this is the first time I'm seeing this. I don't know. Listen, I'm not a Pokimane watcher, so
Yeah,
you guys tell me.
what is she doing?
Does nothing for me other than make me nauseous, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
What
Like, this shit is pathetic.
what was she doing?
Straight up, like this shit is pathetic.
Another gif here. They're making gifs. I think
What
the
are
video is
we
Pokey.
doing?
Only Pokey. This whole Twitter account, a dedicated.
Brother, I'm sorry, Pokey don't got the build to, I don't know. I guess there's some guys can do it. Some can do it.
What are we doing?
Whoa, they have Pokimane feet, feet
What the?
collage here.
How the f have you shown your feet that many times? What the fuck?
Whoa, that's not...
Why does it have 10,000 likes? Oh my god. What the fuck? I actually feel like I'm gonna vomit.
Supposed to be bookmarked. You caught me. So I don't know if Invader V actually got banned or not, but you know, people in the comment section said
homeless man calling another homeless man a broke. That's so good. Facts.
Homeless man calling another homeless man a broke ass N-word. Another person said sitting in thigh-high latex fishnets and corset in full view talking about goon baiting. So
yeah, but here's the crazy thing. She ain't wrong. You know what I'm saying? She ain't wrong.
Allegations, you know, I mean, on both fronts. Another person said the audacity to say someone is goon baiting when you're like this. Look at you. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This is clear as day evidence that she's goon baiting as well. Like, both of them are clearly doing it. It's just,
yo, look at the fucking fishnets. Look at the leather fucking heels. Broski.
She's more honest about it out in the open, whereas I guess Pokimane is more discreet about it. Where would you...
Hey, I don't gotta like either of these people in this situation.
This bill does nothing. That bill does nothing
Someone
for
said
me.
Pokimane says she doesn't want to be sexualized, but posts TikToks in see-through dresses that show off her cake. Again.
Cake.
I mean...
Can we just at least acknowledge that Pokimane ain't even got nothing to stare at? Like I don't know what the fuck people think Pokimane is. Bro, she ain't got nothing. Unathletic, zero muscle, zero shape. Like, this is the most mid shit that I've ever seen. I'm just being completely honest. What the f are people gooning to?
Another person in the comment section said Invader V calling out literally anyone else for this top tier comedy. The projection is insane, LOL. Another person said this gave us the best clip to ever exist.
True, that is true. Invader V did make the greatest clip of all time.
The COD edit. Of course, we all know this one. This one right here.
Play the COD edit.
What the fuck is stopping us from just throwing ourselves?
Hold on, I gotta open this.
Giving up.
Wait, we gotta replay that. Hold on.
And giving up and saying, yeah, the planet is dying.
man.
The government hates us. The animals are leaving. The aliens aren't contacting us. We might be alone. It just might be
here
you
it
and
comes.
me. But that's okay, because do you really need anyone else?
Okay, the music. I don't want to get copyrighted, but guys, this is...
Bury me. So good.
It's just... It's a classic, man. It's a classic.
It is.
This was literally from Invader V, bro. Yo, shout out to her, man. Honestly, someone else
Good for her, bro. I mean, at least she made one good clip.
said Pokimane's thighs. Brother, clearly, there's a lot of gooners who watch her content.
Hey, and so many streamers right now are going to turn their nose and say, oh, I would never do that. I guarantee you 99% of female streamers are going to turn this route the moment they turn 30 and they realize the money's drying up and they have to. God's honest truth. God's honest truth.
Now, what begs the question is, what percentage of her audience is gooners? Someone said Pokimane is 30 years old, still goon baiting her younger audience so she doesn't fall off and go broke.
Well, these are. I thought you said that you don't wear jeans during stream. I usually don't, but that's how comfortable these are.
What are you doing? Also, there is nothing there. Like, for real, though, like, let's just be honest. Who is gooning to that? Like, I'm sorry, ladies. An ass is made in the gym, and you can tell this bitch does not lift.
Okay.
They're from this brand.
All
Can you
right.
read it?
Hey.
Man, she goon baiting so hard, though. Can you imagine being the sad motherfucker who pauses stream and jerks off of that? That is pathetic.
Again,
That's what I'm
this is
saying.
very subtle. I don't
That's
know if
what
we
I'm
can call
saying.
this
Imagination
goon baiting per se,
on another
particularly.
tier,
Again, she was just showing off her jeans. What's wrong with that? Guys, when you're showing off your fit, don't you turn around too? Don't you specifically point your ass at the camera?
Oh, nice pants, Techie. Oh, really? Really? Wow, you like that? Wow, dude, yeah, I got him. Young LA. What do you mean? I'm just showing off my pants. I wanted to show you the texture of the quality. Pathetic. I want to put it... This is gross, bro. I'm not going to lie. This is pathetic. I hate how these women say, what are you? You're the one making it weird. Shut up, bro.
Camera to show off your outfits too, guys? I'm sure we all do it. Someone said Pokimane addresses the rise of her viral throwing cake clips. Because this shit has been going viral, way too viral. I didn't want to talk about it, but alas.
What cake, bro?
Here we are. They say that about every female streamer. Here was what she had to say about the situation.
Poki, I have seen more clips of people putting you in bad situations on X, claiming you throwing cake for viewership. How can we help fight this? Girl, they say that about every female streamer.
Sign up for BetMGM Casino app, claim your welcome offer, and start earning rewards. Play slots, blackjack, roulette, and...
Yeah, you want to know why that is? Because that's what every female streamer does. Especially all the Asians, they stuff their bra. Any female streamer with an ass, like, oh, whoa, look at these pants I got. Oh, let me get this whiteboard behind me. There are no exceptions. Every single female streamer at the top has at a point goon baited 100%. 100%.
Oh, yeah,
because they're not
absolutely.
entertaining enough to get an audience otherwise. It's obviously the truth.
I mean, not every female streamer. There are exceptions, but
like who? Who?
I would say for valid theories and reasons. I mean, let's be honest. Let's look at the history of Twitch and Justin TV and how a lot of female streamers rose to fame. I mean, back in the day, it was just monopolized by literal former stars. Was it?
Hey, you're welcome for ending this meta, by the way. All I had to do was strip fucking naked and pretend to masturbate. I am the one who ended this, by the way. Where is my thank you?
Not in girls who were like borderlining risque content. It got so bad they actually had to start banning a lot of people. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Tara Babcock comes to mind, by the way. Who else? Let's think about this. Oh yeah, Alinity. Who else? Oh, how could I forget Amaranth? She literally built her whole fucking career off of hot tub streams.
The thing is, like, how can we help fight this? It's like not engaging with stuff like that.
Literally.
But also, that's just how, like, media and tabloids work.
Exactly. Listen, I can't blame the girls for exploiting a literal cheat code. If I were a girl, I would be doing the same thing if it can make me a millionaire. Hey, fucking gooners are gonna pull up to my stream and donate thousands to me every day if I show a little bit of ass. Holy shit. All right, I know the Bible thumpers are gonna come for me in the comment section. The holier than thou's, oh my God, where's your morals? Amori, I'm just saying, brother. Like, the state of the economy, we don't have time for such questions. Like, fellas, let's congregate, let's talk digitally. Let's come together. Let's hold hands. Pause.
Why is there a community called Pokey Gooner? That's the one thing I hate about these streamer girls, is that they're mid as fuck and they get praised just because they play video games. I'm telling you, chat, go to any gym near you. Go to any gym. You will find women 10,000 times hotter. You will. You generally will.
Are we okay in the current year? Are we needing love and affection and touch and intimacy out here? Because you're creating whole Twitter pages based off of actual Twitch streamers is crazy. Here's one video that pissed off a lot of her.
To be fair, I will say, Pokimane is really good at putting on makeup. Very, very impressive. Excellent artistry.
Simpson Gooners, they say Pokimane shows off her workout routine with her neighbor on.
And apparently she got broken up with by her neighbor. Allegedly.
TikTok. And,
allegedly.
This probably upset a lot of her fans. You know. So obviously copyright, but here we can see Pokimane doing the typical thing with her quote-unquote neighbor.
Her neighbor? Can you imagine having to hide your relationship because if you announce that you're if you announce that you're not single, you lose 90% of your audience? Can you imagine that shit? Pathetic.
Here, you know, she's on the Stairmaster, and you know. And switching topics briefly, apparently Pokimane has addressed her cookie company drama. And, you know, here's what she had to say about that.
The cookies company, which I launched like 2-3 years ago. Unfortunately, the launch for that did not go as we planned. But let's go into the
not as planned. I wonder why not as planned.
Me that what it means to be a content creator is very, very, very different from what it means to be a business owner. There are certain things that most businesses.
Wow. Thanks for the breakdown. Thanks for the play-by-play. I would have never known that.
This can get away with that you cannot do if you are creator backed.
Of course, because as a creator, you're going to be highly critiqued. You're in the spotlight, and you're not like a shadow organization with no face to it. You are a personality. People know who you are, so you attach your name to a brand, and people know who you are. People are going to associate all the failures of that brand and or business with you. So there's a lot of pros and cons to being a content creator. You launch a business, you have an advantage. You have a launch pad, but if it goes, wrong, that can also hurt you.
As soon as I realized, maybe this isn't the right time for me to be the face of a product, I from the company, and I let them just continue.
God, the pokey baby voice is like nails on a chalkboard to me, dude. Oh my God.
Operating as they please. I didn't take any profits, though it was making money that would go straight to staff or other investments. And yeah, that was 2 or 3 years ago. I think they might have started winding down since then, but I haven't really had much involvement since the launch.
So yeah.
I have a whole video talking about Pokimane and her business ventures and how it horrifically failed and blew up in her face. Feel free to watch that by subscribing to the channel. Like, comment, subscribe. I can't deal with any more Pokimane today. I'm getting the fuck out of here. See y'all.
Platform is a platform that allows people to trade with someone else's capital, and you guys split the profits. It sounds super easy, but there's more than meets the eye. Let's dive into that.
Yeah, exactly. I've been through a few of them. Some of them are good, some of them not.
Here's a big one. Payment of reparations to Iran. Bro, Iranians are going to get reparations from America before black people. Iranians are going to get reparations before the descendants of enslaved Africans, bro. Oh, my God. So tired of Israel, gang. This shit is crazy, bro. Oh my fucking God. Why? All right. Breaking news. Whole lot of shit to break, man. A lot of this stuff you've probably heard about, but we'll start from the top, okay? So let's start off with this threat that Donald Trump issued to Iran last night on his social media platform, Truth Social. Where he essentially said an entire civilization was about to get smoked. Bro said, listen, Iran, if you don't open up the Strait of Hormuz, we're about to level you, bro. We're about to drop so many bombs on you, your whole civilization is going to be wiped out. This is, I don't even know how to describe this. It's apocalyptic. It's unhinged. It's beyond a war crime. It's fucking insane. Now, thankfully, he didn't follow through on this, which, not really a surprise. Kind of has a track record of moving like this. But, yeah, let's check this out. Let me give you a summary. He issues this threat. Iran and America actually reaches an agreement that was completely in favor of Iran. Iran basically got everything they wanted. America and Israel essentially got nothing they wanted. It's a complete capitulation. Essentially, America has surrendered to Iran. And, yeah, they agreed to a 10-point ceasefire agreement that really puts Iran in a better position than they were before the war even started. We essentially accomplished nothing and made Iran better off, right? But at the very least, the Strait of Hormuz was going to be reopened, and we could start to heal as a world. We would be able to start to heal as a fucking world, okay? We would start to get oil and natural gas and fertilizer and all the things that we need to keep this big blue and green ball turning. And then Israel. Israel just came right along and just fucked all of it, bro. So let's start from the top. Okay, let's check this out. A whole civilization will die tonight, Trump says on Iran. Bro. This is what our president had to say on Iran. I can't imagine a president ever talking like this, bro.
Moments ago, President Trump once again reiterated his threat to devastate Iran if a deal is not reached before the deadline he set of 8 p.m. Eastern time tonight.
Right. This was last night.
The President of the United States posting on social media, in part this: a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will.
That's unhinged. That's unhinged to say.
But it probably will. Trump, however, is leaving the door open for a breakthrough, adding,
I don't want it to happen, but who's making you? Nobody's making you. It doesn't have to happen.
Maybe something revolutionary, wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight. Trump has been threatening this level of devastation for weeks now, repeatedly delaying the attacks on critical infrastructure, like power plants and bridges, attacks that could amount to war crimes. But he suggested in that post, as well as yesterday to reporters, that this latest timeline, his latest deadline, is final.
Yeah, okay. This was more market manipulation, though.
This is a critical period. They have a period of, well, till tomorrow at 8 o'clock. I gave them an extension. They asked for an extension of 7 days, right? I said, Steve, give them 10 days. 10 days is up actually today, so I gave him 11.
Fuck! Bro, it's like, I swear he was about to say 10 days is more than 7 days. Bro, that's where we're at. They asked for 7 days. I gave them 10 days. 10 days? It's more than 7 days. He was for sure gonna say that, bro.
Directly. I thought it was inappropriate the day after Easter. I want to be a nice person. They have to.
Did you see what he posted on Easter? Don't fucking talk about Easter. I'm not even Christian and I'm offended. What? Bro, look at this. Here's Alex Jones ranting about Donald Trump's insane tweet on Easter, bro.
Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one. In Iran, there will be nothing like it. Open the effing strait, you crazy bastards.
Open the fucking strait, you crazy bastards.
Or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah.
This nigga said praise be to Bro, he said praise be to Allah.
Bro.
On Easter. Oh my God, man.
Bro, that man is
I can't
fully
believe
unhinged.
this, man. And he signs the tweet with his name, President Donald J. Trump, bro. Yo, what is this timeline? I swear to God, bro. And so bro's like, you know, I want to be nice because it's Easter.
Tomorrow. Now we'll see what happens. I can tell you they're negotiating, we think, in good faith. We're going to find out. We're getting the help of some incredible countries that want this to be ended because it affects them also. A lot of people are affected by this.
Everybody is being affected by. There's not anybody who's not being affected. If you live on Earth, you're being affected by this war in Iran. That's who's being affected. Do you live on Earth? You're being affected. Because everybody uses oil. Everybody uses natural gas. Maybe if you live on one of those islands as like a tribe, okay, maybe you're not affected. But everybody else is being affected.
But
if you live in the Amazon, you might not be affected.
We're giving them till tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern time. And after that, they're going to have no bridges. They're going to have no power plants.
Just attack nothing but civilian infrastructure.
Stone Ages, yeah. Stone Ages.
For its part, Iran says...
This is the president of the Christians, by the way. This is who the Christians decided should be president.
He is not Christian. What is wrong with bro? He's not Christian.
It would, quote, deprive the U.S. and its allies of the region's oil and gas for years if President Trump carries out that threat. Meanwhile, Iran this morning is already reporting a series of attacks on key infrastructure, saying airstrikes took out a railway bridge, a train station, and a highway bridge.
There's no way he followed through on this and Iran doesn't just completely destroy all of the oil and gas infrastructure of literally all of its neighbors. Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, everybody is getting fucking hit. No way that he did this. And so he was about to permanently, well, semi-permanently, just take all of that oil off the fucking market, bro. And then after enriching himself to the tune of billions since he's been reelected as president, fly off in a jet and just go and golf for the rest of his days. Immune from any kind of criminal prosecution because of what the Supreme Court that he put in power, right, that he stacked. A Supreme Court went ahead and passed laws saying that anything that the president does while he's president, he cannot be tried for afterwards.
Cities across the country. Neither the U.S. or Israel immediately claimed responsibility for the strikes, but the IDF did earlier warn Iranians not to use trains. This comes as the U.S. conducted strikes on military targets on Karg Island.
Yeah, those were doing start split between London and Manchester. We just bought the second property in Manchester. But one up on Chiltern, sort of like the nice area in Manchester.
Introducing Iron Beam, a bright choice for futures trading. Iron Beam is an industry-leading broker catering to traders worldwide with 24-hour live support and the free Iron Beam platform. You can trade the most popular and liquid future contracts anywhere and from any device. With day trade margins as low as $50 and no account minimums, futures trading is more accessible than ever. Register now and let us help you shine a light on futures trading. Iron Beam.
Karg Island, a U.S. official with direct knowledge of these events tells MS Now. This was not an oil infrastructure strike, the official stressed, describing the attack as restrikes on what the U.S. had previously hit. The attack occurred in the early morning overnight hours, East Coast time, Tuesday, and we're now 11 hours from this deadline. Let's just repeat for a moment the President of the United States and his post this morning. That is threatening a war crime.
Right.
That is threatening something genocidal.
Yeah.
If he follows through with this. And perhaps just a bluff, perhaps it's a negotiating tactic, an 11th hour push to get the Iranians to the bargaining table. But even just issuing that threat from the Oval Office is a remarkable escalation and something we have never before seen from any president of the United States.
That's putting it lightly. That's putting it lightly. Well, crisis averted, right? Crisis seemingly averted. So this was posted at 10:25 a.m. this morning, today, okay? So an agreement was made. I can't remember. I think it was Pakistan, I think India was involved. They came together. They brought the boys to the table. They said, Iran have a seat. Israel have a seat. America have a seat. Let's iron this shit out, right? And so Iran put forth its 10-point agreement plan.
I'm completely wrong then.
Hey, look, we'll open up the Strait of Hormuz. We will no longer fire any more missiles if you guys stop fucking firing at us and if we get these 10 things. Look at what was said, right? So this is coming to us from the Wall Street Journal. President Trump said a 10-point plan proposed by Iran is a starting point for talks to resolve their conflict, calling it a workable basis on which to negotiate. You see, he can't just say, oh yeah, Iran told me that this is what we gotta give them, and so we're just gonna give them, because then he would sound like he's completely surrendering. But that's exactly what's happening here. Because Iran, they don't want any wiggle room with this shit, okay? This is what they fucking want. And there are a few points out of these 10 points that they for sure aren't going to budge on. They're not budging on at all. They might budge on a couple of them, but they're not going to budge on, and they're the ones that make America look the worst. They're the ones that that make this war look like a complete failure. We're going to go over them, right? But the 10 points are a long way from the White House position in February before the war, when the U.S. was demanding the dismantling of Iran's nuclear program and constraints on its ballistic missiles. The talks, which will take place during the 2-week ceasefire struck by the U.S. and Iran, are set to get underway Friday. That would be 2 days from now. Here's the list of the 10 demands as published by Iranian state media with our analysis of the issues they pose. So this is what Iran said, this is what we want.
Brother.
Y'all want the Strait of Hormuz opened up? This is what we want. Okay? So first and foremost, of course, a guarantee of non-aggression. Do not fucking shoot a single more bullet our way. It's over, right? That's done. Secondly, this is a big one, and this one I'm very confident Iran will not budge on. Iran will continue to control the Strait of Hormuz. This would be a big concession by the U.S., one that would give Iran an important new source of revenue and leverage. Iran, which has effectively shut the waterway, will supervise traffic during the ceasefire and hopes to establish a system of tolls. For America's Arab Gulf allies, it is a nightmare scenario. U.S. officials, such as Secretary of State Marco Rubio, have said it would be unacceptable for Iran to hold sway over the waterway, transit point for a fifth of the world oil supplies, but it may be a fait accompli, or it's Latin. Basically, it means something that has already happened that is irreversible, right? Essentially, they're saying, look, this is what the Wall Street Journal is saying. Look, Marco Rubio is saying it's unacceptable for Iran to hold sway over the waterway, but that's already what's happened, right? Iran already controls the Strait of Hormuz. And so they're saying, we're not letting this shit go, okay? We took that shit, we're keeping that shit. And we want to tax anybody coming through here. And so here's the problem with this, right? From the American point of view, Iran now has a new source of revenue that they didn't have before the war. Before the war, everybody was using the tollway.
Most traders will never see a prop firm payout. They fail challenges, blow accounts, and keep paying
revenue that they didn't have before the war. Before the war, everybody was using the tollway, or already calling it a tollway. Everyone was using this waterway freely. Nobody was getting taxed, you know what I'm saying? It was just open season for everybody who is passing through, transporting their shit through the Strait of Hormuz. Now Iran is saying, listen, anybody that wants to pass through, they gotta pay a toll. Iran has control now, wants to continue, and can maintain it with only occasional strikes on shipping. There's nothing that can be done. If Iran wants to control it, they can control it, and there's nothing that anybody can do about it, right? All they have to do is blow up the occasional ship to remind everybody who's daddy, and then they're gonna fall in line. Accepting an Iranian right to enrich uranium, on its face, this would allow Iran to keep producing fuel that could be used to build nuclear weapons, while the U.S. has demanded an end to enrichment and the dismantling of key nuclear sites such as Natanz, Fordow, and Isfahan. But there could be wiggle room. Previous rounds of negotiations have looked at ways that Iran could maintain a symbolic hold on enrichment, but with strict limits that reduce its risks. This is one that they might wiggle on, you know, but it just makes America look bad, because their whole point, the whole point of them going to war, one of the points that they gave us was that they wanted to disable Iran's capabilities of enriching uranium. Well, if they get that shit, what was the point of the fucking war? Number 4, lifting of all primary sanctions. And so Iran will now be able to trade more freely than they were able to trade before the war. Lifting of all secondary sanctions, right? Similar outcome to the previous point. Termination of all Security Council resolutions. Iran, in particular, is looking for the United Nations Security Council to drop a 2025 arms embargo. A similar ban had been lifted earlier, but was reimposed last year as concern grew among European nations over Iran's supply of missiles and drones to Russia to support its campaign in Ukraine. And so Iran would now be able to continue to give Russia weapons Termination of all IAEA Board of Governors resolutions. This would be a considerable prize for Iran, but getting it to comply with nuclear non-proliferation treaty safeguards is also the U.S.'s main lever to compel Iran to give up its stockpile of highly enriched uranium. Lifting the International Atomic Energy Agency's resolutions would be complicated, given the patchwork of measures and jurisdictions, including the U.S. European Union, individual European states, and the United Nations, giving Iran hawks plenty of opportunity to object. Here's a big one: payment of reparations to Iran. Bro, Iranians are gonna get reparations from America before black people. Iranians are gonna get reparations before the descendants of enslaved Africans, bro. Oh my God. And it just goes to show you guys why black people in America, we're never getting reparations, bro. We're not. We're never getting reparations, and the reason why is not because America is incapable of facilitating reparations, it's because we don't have the leverage. Iran understood that you need leverage, right? America isn't giving Iran reparations, or we don't know if it's going to happen yet, right? And they're going to explain how they would actually do this without America forking up money directly. But it's going to feed into making this tollway point more likely that this will actually happen, right? Check this out. They have the leverage. Okay, look at this. The U.S. is unlikely to agree to this, but Iran and mediators have floated the idea of using fees on Hormuz traffic as a way to fund reconstruction. Other Arab nations have proposed using frozen Iranian oil funds in Qatar and elsewhere to finance Iran's rebuilding efforts, an idea Iran is open to. So check this out. Of course, the Arab nations don't want this fucking toll shit, right? Why? Because it's just going to eat into their profits. And so, apparently, there are oil funds that are frozen in Qatar, and they're saying, hey, how about we just give y'all that money that we've been holding? We give y'all that money and you use it to rebuild so you don't charge us a toll. Iran probably isn't going to take that, though, because that's a one-time payment, and maybe it's enough money to facilitate reconstruction of all of the infrastructure that has been destroyed in this war in Iran. However, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you had the option between receiving a one-time $1 million payment or getting $100,000 a year every year perpetually, which one are you going to pick? Right? If you're smart and you figure you're going to be alive for the next 30, 40 years, you're going to pick the $100,000 a year because, you know, you'll just make more money over time. And so I doubt that they'll take the frozen assets over opting for being able to charge a toll. Maybe they can use that. And again, not a geopolitical expert. I'm not in these fucking rooms, but I would imagine Iran might be open to reducing the percentage of the tolls if they get this money, this frozen money that's in Qatar. And they say, okay, instead of charging you $1 per barrel, because that's a number that I've heard, which essentially equates to $1 to $2 million per tanker that passes through.
Are you a trader? You need trading capital. And our funded trader program is for you. Get funded with up to $2 million of capital, make profits, and keep up to 95.
That passes through, because the average tanker carries between 1 to 2 million barrels of oil. And so if they're charging $1 per barrel as the toll, then you get $1 to $2 million per tanker that passes through. Maybe they say, okay, give us this money that you've been fucking holding from us, and we'll only charge you 50 cents a barrel. I could see it playing out like that, but Iran would be a fool to not opt for this tollway shit. And now they have the leverage, or they have the angle to say, look, y'all fucked up all our shit. Y'all destroyed all our shit in this illegal war that you waged against us for no fucking reason. We weren't trying to build any nukes. We weren't trying to build nuclear weapons. You blew up our fucking shit. You killed our people. And what, we're just supposed to rebuild this shit from scratch just because y'all don't feel like doing this shit anymore? Nah, y'all gotta help us to rebuild this shit. You don't want to give us money directly? That's cool. We'll take it out of the toll. And so that would incentivize America to actually yield to this agreement, or to this proposal. Number 9, withdrawal of U.S. combat forces from the region. They're saying, hey, nigga, get the fuck out of here. On top of all this other shit, we don't want to see no Americans over here no more. Get all of your bases, get all your soldiers, get the fuck out of the Middle East, right? Out of East Asia or West Asia. All right. And then the last one, ceasefires.
We started all this shit, and now we're just tails between our fucking legs, leaving. Like, the Iranian people wanted to be free from this regime. And that's what Trump said. Trump was like, oh yeah, we're gonna come help you people. Yeah. Now the Iranian people, yeah, you're just gonna create more people that's gonna dislike America. Oh, you came over here and said you're gonna help us, and then you just bombed us to smithereens, and now you're just backing out. Tails between your legs, pussy Americans, is what they're saying. They're just like, wow. Your president is fucking weak. Way to just back down. Didn't even try, America. Wow. All of that muscle that you just, and then you just realize, yeah, it's fucking sad.
Here's the big one, which will bring this shit full circle to how Israel just fucked everything, bro. Ceasefires on all fronts, including against Hezbollah in Lebanon. Israel has refused to accept this and is unlikely to be persuaded to halt its attacks as part of the talks. Iran has stood aside over the past 3 years as Israel pounded Lebanese ally Hezbollah, Hamas in Gaza, and Yemen's Houthis, so it's unlikely to be a deal breaker. Now, this one, I'm not quite sure if it's really going to be a deal breaker, because again, cash rules everything around me, and so I could see Iran pulling some fuck shit on, like, hey, Hezbollah, you know, we rock with you, gang. You know, you're our mans and all that. And we really appreciate how you, like, crashed out for us after they killed the Ayatollah. And you know you're still going to be our mans. But we can't let y'all's beef with Israel fuck up this money, bro. And so I could see Iran, because, again, Hezbollah has been getting attacked by Israel for the past 3 years, and Iran, for the most part, has stood aside. They haven't been an active participant in that conflict. They've been giving Hezbollah money, they've been giving Hezbollah weapons, and they'll probably continue to do that. But is Israel's, invasion of Lebanon and continuing to bomb Lebanon and continuing to invade it and capture it and steal that land, will that make Iran say, fuck this whole deal? I don't know. I don't think so. But it can. It could. And there is reason to believe that it will, because Iran has shut down the strait again. See, since these negotiations started and the ceasefire began, the 2-week ceasefire began, 2 tankers were permitted to pass through the Strait of Hormuz. 2 tankers that have been hemmed up in the Gulf for the past 6 weeks has actually been given permission to pass through. And so it looked like things were going in the right direction, and things were starting to move back towards the world of being able to be, in balance again in regards to having that supply of oil and fertilizer and natural gas that was coming out of the Gulf. It looked like, okay, maybe it was a ray of sunshine poking through the clouds. Well, let's see what Israel just did. Like literally, like a couple hours ago.
I started buying Bitcoin as an experiment to see what would happen. And here are the results. The app I used was
Did like literally like a couple hours ago. All right, so let's head over to Midas Touch to get the latest in regards to this ceasefire violation. Iran gives final warning to Trump on ceasefire violations. Okay, let's take a listen, man.
And here's what Iran's foreign minister Araghchi is saying right now. Iranian foreign minister Araghchi posted, "The Iran-U.S. ceasefire terms are clear and explicit. The U.S. must choose ceasefire or continued war via Israel. It cannot have both. The world sees the massacres in Lebanon. The ball is in the U.S. court, and the world is watching whether it will act on its commitments." Now, earlier this morning, we reported how Israel launched 100 missile strikes on Beirut in a very short period of time.
Look at this fucking destruction, man.
Killing many people in the area in Beirut. Missile strike after missile strike in a 10-minute time frame. Right now, we're also hearing from the Speaker of Iran's parliament, who issued the following statement on the violation of 3 key clauses of the 10-point proposal, the agreed framework, before the start of negotiations. In other words, negotiations regarding even the framework negotiations have not begun yet. They're supposed to take place in the next 48 hours or so, and already Trump is now claiming the 10-point Iran negotiating framework, which they've repeated over and over again, is not real. It's actually a secret framework that Donald Trump isn't telling anybody about, because under the framework, Donald Trump had to promise security guarantees for Iran, for Hezbollah in Lebanon, for the Houthis in Yemen, and for the Shiite militia groups in Iraq. It was very explicit. It should also be noted that in addition to the bombs raining down on Beirut, where it seemed like 100 people were killed in Beirut, so lots of civilians were killed in Beirut. And so this is a ceasefire in name only, folks, and Iran continues to control the Strait of Hormuz. There's not many ships that are going through the Strait of Hormuz. It's like 1 or 2 today. It's closed. Iran says, we're not opening the Strait of Hormuz unless you comply with the 10-point framework, Donald, and you're not complying with it. So let me show you. Donald Trump sends Caroline Leavitt, his chief propagandist, out, and here's what she says.
I've seen a lot of inaccurate coverage today from the media about these negotiations and these plans already. So let me be clear and correct the record. The Iranians originally put forward a 10-point plan that was fundamentally unserious, unacceptable, and completely discarded. It was literally thrown in the garbage by President Trump and his negotiating team.
Bro, this is so fucking pathetic. They are so concerned with just not looking like they're capitulating, which they are. And it is embarrassing, and they should be embarrassed. And I see why they don't want to look like they're capitulating, but that's what they're doing. But the fact is, the most important thing is us making progress where this conflict is concerned. And all they care about, they're not commenting on the fact that the ceasefire has been violated. That's what people want to hear about, right? They're still just so concerned about, well, look, we made the plan, not Iran. So, yeah, get it straight, buddy.
The outlets in this room have falsely reported on that plan as being acceptable to the United States, and that is false. With the president's deadline fast approaching and the United States military completely decimating Iran with each passing hour, the regime acknowledged reality to the negotiating team. They put forward a more reasonable and entirely different and condensed plan to the
where they get to tax everybody going through the Strait of Hormuz. That's the reasonable plan that America is very happy with. Get real.
President and his team. President Trump and the team determined the new modified plan was a workable basis on which to negotiate and to align it with our own 15-point proposal. The president's red lines, namely the end of Iranian enrichment in Iran, have not changed. And the idea that President Trump would ever accept an Iranian wish list as a deal is completely absurd. The president will only make a deal that serves in the best interests of the United States of America. And he as a negotiating team will focus on this effort over the next 2 weeks, so long as the Strait of Hormuz remains open with no limitations or delays.
By the way, you want to see how it's being talked about on the international community? Here's Japanese media trying to explain a taco. Play this clip. Trump always chickens out. Then after the previous clip I showed you of Caroline Levitt saying, oh, it's all this inaccurate coverage.
God.
Here she is saying, the Iranians back down. Let's play it.
Time.
So,
Danny.
Should the world not take his word seriously?
The world should take his word very seriously in understanding that the president is always most interested in results. And it was the Iranians who backed down, not President Trump. He said that they would face very grave consequences, as you just laid out, by the 8 p.m. deadline if they did not agree.
In the last 6 weeks, when have you ever heard Iran fighting for the ability to enrich uranium? Now, clearly, they still want to have that ability to, right? But again, Iran, before this war started, wasn't trying to make nuclear weapons. They wanted to enrich uranium so that they can use it as a fuel source to power their nation. And I'm sure they still want to do that. But is that what, have you heard Iran
have a very special guest?
I'm sorry, brother. Have you heard Iran
$1 million? What would you
wanting
say
to do
stands
anything?
out about
do that? But
without media?
Have you heard Iran state media talk?
Hold on, brother. Without the media, have you heard anything? No. We're getting everything through the words of the fucking media, for one. Can't trust the media, for two. So, you know, that this excuse, I don't know, is a little stupid.
About we, as a sovereign nation, a sovereign state, we deserve the right to be able to, like, that's not the big shit that they care about. What they care about is controlling the Strait of Hormuz. What they care about are sanctions being dropped. That's what they care about, making money. That's the big thing, and that's exactly what they're getting. Right? Their weapons program is still going to be intact after this. And it seems as if they possibly will be able to now give more weapons to Russia. And so how is this a win? How is this Iran backing down? And as you saw in the agreement, uranium enrichment wasn't completely off the table anyway. And so if this is the workable agreement that doesn't violate the president's red line of no uranium enrichment, it's in the 10-point proposal. So what are you even talking about?
Donald.
All right, well, let's get down to, so where are we? The strait is fucking closed, bro. The strait is closed. They locked it right back up. And so, yeah, man, that's where we're at with this whole situation. A little bit of progress was made. It was a complete and total utter embarrassment for
Ilhan Omar definitely committed immigration fraud
And
against
this
the United
is
States of America.
still-
She has been at the center of a lot of the worst fraudsters. We're trying to look at what the remedies are. That's the thing that we're trying to figure out is what are the legal remedies now that we know that she's committed immigration fraud.
So Representative Omar is under new scrutiny now that the vice president himself is heading America's first fraud task force and has vowed to get to the bottom of what many believe is a criminal network designed to enrich the well-connected by helping them break America's rules at the expense of the American people who suffer greatly due to a lawless unaffordability crisis and are now being told that the ringleaders of these scams could finally face justice.
Are you at all worried about a formal investigation that could perhaps lead to your deportation?
Are you one of those people? Vance revealing the DOJ has never had a specific task force to investigate fraud. Ever. They don't care. And that the government has never prosecuted fraud under $1.5 million.
Government was to blame for
Under
disease.
$1.5 million? Holy shit, I should have been scamming.
Care. And that the government has never prosecuted fraud under $1.5 million.
In the United States of America, we pledge allegiance to the
Holy
Constitution
shit, bro,
and
I
the
should have been
flag,
scamming.
not to a person or a king. I could have never imagined the day would come when we were staring down at this kind of creeping authoritarianism.
And I believe the governor is complicit. I believe Ilhan Omar is complicit. I believe that your attorney general is complicit. And if they are, you're going to find out about it, and you're going to have to do what you have to do.
That's the first time on the record that we have absolute and total confirmation that Ilhan Omar did in fact commit immigration fraud. And I looked this up right before coming on your show, that lying on your immigration forms or committing fraud against the United States of America is an immediate denaturalization offense.
Can you answer the question?
No, I don't.
What's the need for $2.25 million for a daycare?
No.
So when the vice president comes out and says that this is real and that this happened and that you've definitely committed fraud, that's a big problem. And nobody's talking about how the American people have reached the boiling point over the last year, learning about fraud after fraud all over the place, all over this country. And we're sick and tired of not seeing anything done about it. While hardworking, middle-class citizens go to grocery stores and see food they can't afford and write rent checks they hope don't bounce, not knowing if there's enough money in their account to keep them from living on the streets, while well-connected scammers break our laws and live the high life with the federal government paying for all of it. But it goes even further than that because, as we've seen with Representative Omar, she's allegedly set up her life to benefit from being elected. And her net worth has exploded 3,500% by proxy of her third husband, who's apparently worth hundreds of millions of dollars and is rarely seen on camera, never gives interviews, and has an investment firm with a website that nuked all of its information a few months ago, making you wonder where all this money comes from if it's not part of a scam. And that brings us to the real reason Representative Omar is under renewed scrutiny. The vice president was just appointed as the head of America's first anti-fraud task force, and apparently she's near the top of the list of people and scams to investigate. And now everything from nursing home fraud to autism center fraud to Leering Center fraud across this great land is going to be looked into. Scams which the president has said are stealing so much money our country would have no affordability crisis or budget crisis if they disappeared, but instead are everywhere, enriching people like Representative Omar and numerous other left field politicians. Speaking of which, why are these people still here?
I mean, I grew up in a dictatorship, and I don't even remember ever witnessing anything like that. To have a democracy, a beacon of hope for the world, to now be turned into one of the worst countries where the military are in our streets.
So, according to Representative Omar, America is one of the worst countries ever. We've got military in the streets. How awful. It's almost as if she doesn't think there's a reason for the military to be in our streets. It's almost as if she doesn't think there's a reason that would bring a law and order machine to places, sanctuary strongholds across this country. It's almost as if she thinks crime ain't real. It doesn't exist. But now the question is, if America's so bad, why would she want to live here and represent Americans? Why would you want to do that? It doesn't make sense unless we're missing something.
I arrived here when I was 12 years old. I could have never imagined the day would come when we were staring down at this kind of creeping authoritarianism in the United States of America. But we are here because Donald Trump just has not chipped away at our democracy. He has taken a wrecking ball to the very foundation of what makes America great.
Could it be that Representative Omar is running from something President Trump is looking for? It could be. After all, why would you make your entire political career about hating and defeating someone who's bringing our country back from life support, which is the state her party and all of her policies left it in, which is why we've got the troops on the streets, which is why we've got Border Patrol all over the place. Oh, wait, we know the answer to that, don't we?
You were just talking about how Trump's economy has failed the American people, but I think the American people really want to know how you went from a negative 65,000 before coming into Congress to over $30 million in just 7 years.
My disclosure is public, ma'am.
Yeah, it is. And so a lot of people now are looking into that and finding S. Crew Winery, a winery that doesn't actually seem to exist. Is that a real winery, or?
Do you all actually look at and read things, or do you just ask silly questions?
Okay, so maybe it makes sense to stick around America and live here if you have built your life and connected yourself in such a way that you can get rich in a way other Americans never will. And this is where the fictitious businesses owned by Ilhan and her husband, Tim Minette, come into play. We're talking about a winery and an alleged investment firm, both of which appear to not be operating at all, yet somehow are worth more than most of us ever will be. And the allegation here is that you have a well-connected elected representative married to someone for purposes of influence peddling and door opening on an elect and collect basis while breaking numerous laws in the process.
They come here and they steal $19 million. Come here and they steal $19 million. That's crazy. And Ilhan Omar, I hope this is part of it, but she married her brother, supposedly. I mean, there's a lot of documentation. That means she's here illegally and she's a congresswoman. And I hope you're going to be looking at that, or somebody is, all right? Because she's one of the ringleaders here. She's bad news, really bad news. She's so bad for our country.
So here we have President Trump once again putting out the allegation that Representative Omar married her brother for purpose.
I don't know why a president has to be over such an age, because by the time they reach these age, their illiteracy, their capability of cohering, or their capability of acquiring a full sound thought and then being able to talk, their ability to just be able to talk is so goddamn bad. It's so, like, listening to Trump always just talk. Oh yeah, Ilhan Omar, she met her brother supposedly. So hopefully someone's looking into that. Hopefully someone is, someone's looking into that. Okay, and she is so bad for this country. She is so bad. It's like, brother, we need younger guys who are able to at least speak properly, who is able to go step up to a stand and just relay what's going on in their head into words, into a full sound thought and a basically sentence, bro. Like, what is going on? Why are all fucking Biden, Trump, bro, they are not having full coherent speeches, the words that are in their head that end up coming out of their mouth is so bad, bro. It's like, wow, bro. I don't think we should start. I think we need to stop having old presidents and have younger presidents, like not too young, not in their 20s, but 40s, bro. Like, how old do you have to be how old? Yeah. Okay, Google. Okay, Google. Nope. You're going to be fucking... $35. You have to at least be 35. So yeah, why are we picking these old ass niggas, dog? Why? Why have we been picking these old ass fucking men, bruv?
Of getting him into America, which is fraudulent. And for years, this allegation's been thrown around, but the mainstream press has always told us it's a conspiracy or can't be looked into or nothing can be done. But now the vice president says that has changed. Do you ever get the feeling that your digital life isn't really yours? That your emails, photos, files are being scanned, analyzed, or just living on someone else's server? Well, if you're like me and you hit a point where you really want control over your digital presence, do what I did and make the switch to Proton. They're a privacy company built in Europe, free from big tech surveillance. They don't sell ads, they don't access your data, and with their encrypted ecosystem, not even the bigwigs at Proton itself can read your emails or see the files you see in my inbox. Real address, something you can only do with Proton.
To our nation. I just want to thank you for playing that clip, by the way, about Ilhan Omar. That's the first time on the record that we have absolute and total confirmation that Ilhan Omar did, in fact, commit immigration fraud. And I looked this up right before coming on your show. That lying on your immigration forms or committing fraud against the United States of America is an immediate denaturalization offense. It is something that has been tried in court. It happens actually quite regularly where people lie to get into this country. They're denaturalized. They're sent home. It's something that must happen with Ilhan Omar. The rest of the clip, J.D. Vance says we're exploring this right now, but Stephen Miller has all of the available evidence, and I checked with DHS. This is 100% true. Ilhan Omar committed immigration fraud to get into America and to loot our nation dry.
Yeah. He absolutely did.
To get into America and to loot our nation dry.
Wow. They're not saying this is alleged. The vice president says this really happened. And now there's a fraud task force that's going to have the guts and the wherewithal to go after this stuff. And you know something? The government moves very slowly. We've seen these investigations by people like Nick Shirley all year, revealing the underbelly of fraud in America, not just in Minnesota, but in, well, frankly, it's happening in all 50 states. But the biggest frauds are happening in these left field sanctuaries, Minnesota, California, you name it. And now we've got real proof that an elected representative has committed fraud in multiple ways. But according to the vice president, the reason nothing's ever been done about this in the past is because the government, the big, bloated, wonderful DMV government, didn't have the ability to go after and audit the money that it sends out into thin air and never hears about again. There was no way to do any of that. Listen to this.
Now that we have the fraud task force here inside the United States, what will you guys be doing different than something that we haven't done before to tackle fraud?
That's a good question. Well, two really big things, Nick. So the first of all is we're going to be coordinating across the government in a way that's really never been done before to focus on anti-fraud. So let's say, for example, that Scott Bessent or somebody at the Secretary of Treasury's office sees a fraudulent payment made, but it's not, it's not at the Treasury Department, it's at the Center for Medicare and Medicaid. There's going to be coordination now so that when one person in the government sees fraud happening, they're actually telling everybody else so that we can get to the root of it and hopefully prosecute it.
The fact that wasn't happening before really lets you know how easy it was for the right operative and the right government agency to see something and say nothing and cover it all up.
To just be
and
cashing out,
we're talking
bro.
about people who've politicized justice, which means that your team is above the law. And to a political party who thinks the only criminal is the president in the White House, when they're the ones running the show, nobody who thinks like that is going to be taken off the field because of the full court press taking place against people who support law and order and against people who want to close the border. That's how one political party in this country seems to be running things.
And that leads me to my second point, and maybe the most important is we've never before within the Department of Justice had a committed anti-fraud task force, a committed assistant attorney general who's focused on the fraud issue. What our new AAG focus on fraud has told me that right now we don't even prosecute fraud that's under $1.5 million.
Oh! So there's a limit to how much fraud the United States government, which doles out billions and trillions of dollars for all kinds of things, there is an amount of money that they think is too small to be worth going after. And this right here shows us where the industrial fraud complex came from, because if you have a massive, gigantic fraud and you rip off the government for trillions of dollars, of course you're going to go to jail. But if you take the total amount of fraud you want to commit and you chop it up into little pieces and you have it all out there throughout this wonderful country, stealing in all kinds of different little ways, well, you might just get away with it because each little piece is too tiny for all these government agencies that are disconnected and don't talk to each other to actually investigate. What a disaster.
Which means there's a lot of fraudsters who never get caught, who never get punished. We're changing that too.
Good.
So there's people who are making $1.5 million committing fraud, and they used to not be prosecuted. When can we expect to see prosecutions take place, for instance, for example, like the Lears of the Lears?
That's a good question.
So we just got AAG, our new AAG, confirmed. He hasn't even been sworn in yet. I'll swear him in next week, actually. And look, I think the plan is we got to start doing prosecutions as quickly as possible. These cases take a little while to build. You've got to investigate. You've got to gather evidence.
Yeah.
But now that we have that guy set up, now that we have Colin McDonald set up, I think in a matter of months, we should be seeing a significant ramp up in the number of prosecutions that we're seeing.
Yeah, so the government, they take time to do things. They can send out the money very quickly, but it takes time for this DMV-style behemoth, which is our government at every level. It's the DMV. Takes these guys time to get it in gear and go after the criminals and the fraudsters, and we very well may see people get prosecuted who were caught on video doing something wrong years ago. But the other thing this reveals is that our government, it shouldn't even be in the business of handing out my money and your money to people on the other side of the country who are running some scam that no one is ever going to check on. The lesson here is that the government is too big and too powerful and should be shrunk down. There should be offices that are closed down. There should be money doling out operations and cabinets and whatever that need to be closed and stopped. They're doing too much. They're giving out too much. They have no way to check. And the president even said so.
And I believe the governor is complicit. I believe Ilhan Omar is complicit. I believe that your attorney general is complicit, and if they are, you're going to hopefully find out about it, and you're going to have to do what you have to do. If we found half of the fraud that's taking place in this country, and I think you have a chance of doing that, we would have much more than a balanced budget. That's the kind of numbers you're talking about.
Wow.
The theft is incredible. And I think Jamie will make, and Andrew will make a charge later on that local states should handle nursing homes and all of these things that the federal government shouldn't be involved in. It's too big. The federal government should.
That's what's going on. I always thought that because it happened every hospital visit. Every time I left, discharge, home, Like it only lasted 2 days, but yeah, when I dealt with this extended stay, the trips to UPenn and back, and then all that. Yeah, that's when after a couple days, it didn't like it just yeah, each day it just kept getting not worse, but at
Just
some
like
point,
nothing you could do could kick it.
yeah, at some point I was like dry heaving. It was that bad. Oh, well, what is this? Let me see. Oh.